hello. Alright, so today we need to finish the. Sorry. Yeah, we gotta finish the event. Because it ends in like. Not, it ends in like 7 hours. So when we finish the event, then we'll either do one or two things. We either go to Sumeru, or we will go to fucking. We'll go to fucking. Oh yeah, it depends. If it takes a little bit longer, like it takes 2.5 hours to do, I'll fucking go in. I'll go and just end the stream. But if it takes like an hour, I'll go to Sumeru and try and finish out there finally. Because we're this close to finishing Sumeru, I feel like. We're definitely well over the halfway mark because I think all I gotta do now is go and put a stop to fucking the boys things, and then it's just going to. Huh. After Sumeru, I think we gotta go to the desert. And then unfortunately we have to do some desert shit for a while. Because about to say then we go to Fontaine, but that is not correct. I forgot the desert parts. To be fair though, I'm pretty sure the desert is way smaller than Sumeru. But I cannot remember.
Order of the Shogun. If yokai live here,
what the fuck?
Ginkaku.
Besides the
Oh, I'm about to say, I thought I saw this fucking cutscene. What the hell's going on?
there he goes again, changing.
Now you know.
Yes, come on.
5? It was a. Huh? Hey, my.
Wow.
That nature, but a nightmare that's
Yes,
still
yes.
affecting people after
I don't care.
by a trusted lieutenant fighting against the forces. Thus she earned
The forces of evil?
I don't think, though she escaped, she saw the nightmare twisted every joy in her life. Her subordinates, family, and
Man,
friends.
I
into
don't
enemies
really
in need of
care,
destruction.
Raiden Shogun.
It was in that
I really
with the
don't.
Muso no Hitotachi. I cut off her arm, one of her horns, and
subsequent nightmares feel it's possible
Go on.
Kinkaku and the others an earthbound spirit. It would seem the investigation.
Yeah, and we were attacked too.
perhaps it needs. But when Chio set
This
her
is
sights
taking
on a
way too
target-
long. Come on, guy. Speed it up.
But both possibilities prove some, and an enemy that can be killed. There, Mikoshichi.
Mikochi-chi.
Oh, who cares? I'm just trying to look.
What is that supposed to mean,
Oh, I'm just.
Huh?
The nightmare fragment.
Come on.
Miko?
If you don't believe, well.
Yes, during my studies both in Liyue and Natlan.
Oh,
Then
fancy girl here.
What
Oh,
would you
whoa.
propose?
Oh,
This
wait.
nightmare
If the fragment.
My bad.
Can't you just
The
My bad, I'm
Yumeko
fucking
Ibaku-
stupid.
That was impossible. Why not use these entities?
is
Don't forget.
Where?
That one was on me, y'all.
Fools.
For a second there, I was about to
Even
say,
their
like, holy
centuries long
shit, they've
back
been in
then.
Natlan
You
at this
said it
point? There's
yourself
no way.
besides. Oh.
But then I
She
realized
just- once we
this is
perform
after
our festival
Natlan was
representative,
created.
there's
I
just-
thought for a little bit there
Ah,
that they
naturally.
hinted Natlan
Hmm.
super. I forgot I'm not doing a
So
story quest, I'm not gonna lie to you. There's so much dialogue
I would imagine once
that is
the enemy
kind of,
appeared,
you know,
traveler.
all
I asked that-
encompassing,
alright.
all
Looks like an
encompass,
well, this
all
was
And in a
in
surprising twist.
compensing. Compensing? I think yes, I'm not good at the words. I think that's the right one though. Where's L? Where's the Raiden Shogun at? There you are. Hello there, sad woman in the forest. May I be of service to thee? Hello. Also, what I need you to do is I need you to give me enough
Traveler.
primo gems
During the battle,
to do a
I know.
10 pull. I actually
understand.
hold up actually. Let me think about that.
Ah, one more thing.
Okay.
Thank you.
I sincerely doubt I will be getting. Please tell me there's more to the event. 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 Oh, okay, good. 13 to 15. For a second there, I was so worried that there was nothing else. And I'm about to kick myself in the ass because I was like, I stopped playing literally one cutscene away from the end. But thank God there's still. Oh, hold up, actually, hold up. Okay, we still don't have enough. I was about to say, I'm still gonna try and pull on this to try and get Yumi here. I don't think that's the play anymore. Hear me out. Mainly because Yumi here is a catalyst, so we can use them for the challenge. However, what are the fucking odds that we get fucking Yumi? Pretty damn low. Because we are nowhere near soft pity.
It's finally time for the festival.
I think
Hopefully everything goes okay.
fuck, what was it? I think it
Do
was,
you think everyone
we're like
completed their
30.
games?
Shut the fuck up, Paimon. Shh, Paimon, I'm trying to talk. I think I'm like 30 or 40 pulls away from soft pity. I do have a guarantee though, so it may also be smart to kind of save it and then wait for an element that
Oh,
I
we're all here.
don't have. Because while a wind one would be nice, I do have Sucrose. Hello, Snowy Wolf. How you doing? Sucrose is nice, but this 5 stars out here currently would be nicer for the challenge.
Well, it's a
However,
relief to have you up.
oh, I just don't know who's gonna come in the next version.
Those
I'm
in
okay
need?
with you. I am doing just fucking peachy. We're trying to complete the event because my super intelligent big brain totally didn't forget about it, and now there's only like 6 hours left to beat the entire fucking event. So, you know, just being remotely a little bit fast. Gang, what up, TV? How you doing? Hello there, madam. It's still weird, the whole talking thing. How some characters don't have voices, but others do. It's weird. Nice, I totally didn't do it today. Of course not, because everyone is clearly prepared and super ready for everything that goes on. And totally did not forget about the event.
I thought if they knew it was for the captain of...
Yes, Captain of Swordfish. Do not care. Yup. We're just all big brain geniuses here. There's no...
I never considered that.
It's weird. It's weird.
You
I'm
possess
contemplating
wisdom
just
beyond your
turning
years,
off the
Kokomi.
voices because I
On par
don't
with a
like
certain
it.
other shrine maiden I
It's
know.
like, I know the reasons why there's a voice, like I said last time, but it's still weird how half of the characters talk and the other half do talk, and then they have to have a conversation with each other. It's like talking to fucking, like, mannequins of characters. To be honest, I didn't even know there was an event today.
Mizuki.
Shit.
I'm
I
fine,
started
I
it like
will.
fucking last
good
week
news
and
is
did
the
like a little
ritual is
bit of
all
it, I
set.
think.
That means
But
the festival as for the more
I
pressing
fucking
matter. Once the night
I completely
you and the
forgot about it
Shogun
now
are the
because I was like, what do I want to do
humans,
tonight for
yokai,
stream?
and
And then I
archons, it's very
remembered, oh
possible that
right,
someone who
that
appears
fucking
strong on the
little thing that's
outside
going on in
has
Genshin that I
learned
need
to
to do for Primo
compartmentalize
Gems.
their negative emotions.
I'm not sure
and
if
that
that's
is
still up,
far
and I
from
checked it,
healthy.
6 hours left.
Good.
So, I don't know
trust
how
you won't
long
let
this
the
is. I would
Shogun
wager
shoulder
I'm
this
close to
alone.
the end because, as we all know, Genshin events don't tend to be that fucking long. Even when it's like Lantern Ride or something, they're not that long. Which is still pissing me off because I miss Lantern Ride event. Hold up, actually. 280. I want the 5-star, but I think we're like 40 to 30 things away, pity-wise. Soft pity. You missed it? Yeah, I was doing IRL shit. I was moving across the country, so I just didn't have time for it. Because it came out right when I was leaving,
You're right.
and then I didn't get my
No,
PC until after the event was fucking
Just now.
here,
Seems like you're...
Oh,
which
I'm
sucked.
just glad I didn't turn out to
That
be...
was damn so yeah, because I really want to do it. I love
Sam,
Lantern
not
Rite.
that kind
And
of
I hear there was a
traveler.
costume too that I
Lady Virtue
missed.
told me our thoughts
Oh,
and
well?
prayers are
Fuck, you
with
scared
you.
me with that. Thanks for the false move. There was a costume that I missed, which makes me mad because on my other account, as you can guess, this is a challenge account. On my other account, I have not missed a costume from the very beginning of the game. And I missed it. What can I say? Missed my first costume. At least I think. Then again, I'm not sure if it was like a event costume or just a buy costume. Because it was not that one, because 5 stars are always paid for. It was... Hold up. Oh, here it is. It was this one. God, that's a nice-ass costume, actually. I'm sad I missed that. You can still get the costume, you can buy it. Yeah, I know. Was I first in it right? Man, I love Lantern Rite so much. To be fair, I would have had it, but not use this character. Because all of these characters, fucking Phantom Boost, Pelmon, all of these other ones I have, I don't play those fucking characters. They are just back on these. I wish I could have gotten it, but I'm definitely not gonna pay for that outfit. If it was a character I played, maybe, but so far, no character that I play has gotten a costume, I think.
Bakedonuki are powerful. Even Shosei couldn't
Actually,
smite
I'm
them.
not sure on that, because I'm kind of iffy on the whole 5-star costumes. I don't really keep track of that. I only get the fucking... I got the costume, but I don't even use it at all. It's just that, like, it's legitimately. The only reason why I get it is just because
By the way,
I like to try and get all the exclusive shits from every event. Because for a while there, for like a few, like 2 to 3 years, I want to say, I fucking got every single event item ever from start to like 3 years to 2 years ago or something like that. But then I stopped playing for a while and then I started missing, but I did not want to miss the costumes. They need more costumes? Abso-fucking-lutely. They need more costumes and more ways to get costumes. Because it's just so okay, I'm not going for scum. I'm trying to think of the actual word. It's just okay, that's what it sucks. It sucks so much that they add so many characters. However, the rate which they pump out costumes is so fucking slow. So, if you want a costume for a character, you know, like, you gotta get pretty damn... Actually, hold up, let me check. What characters do have costumes? Yeah, I'm looking at every single costume here. Only one of the people on here is on my team. And that's Jean on my other accounts. I don't know, it just feels like they always choose, like, the most random characters to give
It's you.
costumes to as well.
Before battle, it is imperative.
It's like
to
they
calm the
look
mind.
at the characters that
If you have
everyone's
unfinished business,
using,
see to
and
that
then they
now.
choose the least used list.
Then,
Because they just choose, like, the costumes that no one basically uses. They complain about not getting a lot of money, but if they had a costume, you have no problem. Exactly.
since leaving the plane of Euthymia, I seem to experience this feeling more and more. Whether in
Yeah,
the
that's called
markets of
living
Eden
life
Summer
and not living in your
or
little
before the
neat
sacred
cave.
Sakura.
I'm sorry, but that's called real life. I know you've been in your little fucking little cave for a while, but this is real life. But
No,
yeah.
it is only natural.
Also, to be
I
fair,
have come to realize
them losing money is entirely their fault. That is entirely their fault.
Dream against
They
nightmare.
are not showing this
The
game
ultimate success of this
any love compared to their other games. We also don't care about the community because they did against a better game. It would. Not only games under fucking Hoyoverse are better, but other games like Genshin are out there, but no one plays it because they don't get the same kind of like brand next to them. Because like Wawa, Withering Waves, I play Withering Waves, and I gotta say, Withering Waves is like Genshin, but if it was built heavier. Like the combat's better, exploring's more fun. There's a lot of shit, like a skip button for cutscenes. How the fuck have they still not added that after like 5 years? And I've seen a rip-off Genshin is it better. Yes. Ah, pure nightmares. Please come this way. Oh, it's just you again. If we have to fight, I completely forgot how to do the fucking cutscene deal with the parry and shit game. Because that was last week.
Prepare yourself,
But yeah.
traveler.
I don't know, it's just like, I feel like when Genshin first came out, it was their best project they ever made. And that's true.
All right,
Because Genshin
follow me.
was fucking humongous when it first came out. Absolutely huge. But as time went on, they just stopped caring about it for some reason. Did it be okay? New ability techno is parried. Yes, parried and pulled by striking. There you go. I remember now.
To think, there
Hold
would
up, let me
be
just
a
get my-
day when we would fight in the plain of Euthymia, side by side. Be on your guard, traveler. An
I
end
gotta
to
try
this
and parry it,
illusion.
don't I? Damn. There is no way I'm fucking doing all of that. I could probably... I could not parry that. That was not what I was saying. But yeah, like I was saying, Genshin was their pet project, and it was amazing.
Truth may
However,
manifest.
they just stopped paying attention to it. Like, okay, as someone who has played from the start, they do not... I'm not really paying attention to this. They do not care about the game anymore. When it first came out, they were doing so much to help the community and, you know, give you like a bunch of free pools. But as time went on, and with each game they released, it just got worse. The rewards and the events and like the areas and the story. God, don't even tell me about the story. That shit was atrocious after like the first few fucking regions. It just becomes an audiobook for some reason. Like legitimately, it's just dialogue and your only movement is to walk. Two more dialogue. Like, there we go. Like with fucking, they use it as a money grinder. They do, because unfortunately the community still loves the game and the voice actors in all of them. Which is damn. This is, I might die here actually. You got it, away from the tech. But yeah. Which sucks because the community still loves the game just as much as they always did. But the company doesn't care anymore. They just said, fuck it. We'll just let it chill there for right now. Now you got this. Wow, that is...
I lend you my power. I grant you the Shogun's blessing.
Careful now, little one. Don't forget I placed my god in your cage boy.
Don't worry, Aimiko, I got you. But yeah, the community still loves the game so much. It's just unfortunate the fucking creators don't give a shit about it now. Because their events just get... Okay, this event was unfortunately, especially seeing that you started recently, like this is your first Lantern Rhino shit, since you started recently, this is the best event they have brought out in a long
Femboy
time.
jump scare.
Jesus Christ, X.
Wake up, wake up.
I love the game because it's good, yeah.
Makoshi-sama, are you okay?
Ah, an unskippable cutscene that cranks the volume to max. I love it so much.
Mother.
But yeah, the events,
Do what you must.
this was the
to save
best
her.
one in a while.
This nightmare.
Most of them are just really
It's beyond our
boring.
skill to heal.
Hold on, I got this. I'm gonna mute the game audio. Y'all can't hear it now, but I can hear it, and it's loud as shit. Give me songs to sample for Breakcore. Give me songs? Okay, I'm gonna give you some random songs. Miku by Hatsune Miku. Radioactive by Imagine Dragons. Centuries by Fallout Boys. Gold by Casey Lee Williams. And Country Roads. There you go. Vesper Limit. Alright. Airhab Mewtwo in the End by Linkin Parks. Exactly. Take all of those and do it with that. But yeah, the events, they're kind of ass. A lot of them are just typically just stupid and simple. Walk here, kill this thing. Walk there, kill that thing. Jump on a mushroom, collect some glowing dots. Like, they take very little creative risk in this game. Which is unfortunate for a game like this. But I would say they're being creative for this one, but these are all like things I have seen before in Genshin, like every single fucking event game. Do they care about the new games? Yes. As someone who has played Honkai Star Rail and ZZZ, albeit I played ZZZ very limitedly. I played it like one time for like 3 hours. I just don't know. ZZZ did not catch my attention. Like, say, Genshin or Honkai did. But, like, Honkai, something like Bethesda, to be honest, they kind of are like the anime Bethesda.
For many of us, I'm
Over
sure the
time,
last
they
few
stop
days have
caring
seen
about their older
unforgettable
projects,
levels,
even
but
if they
for
are
now,
moneymakers,
right now, before we
in
kick
favor
things
of their
off,
new
our
games. To be
representative
fair,
will announce the
their
award
new
for
games are still
best
pretty good.
game.
Like I said, I don't like ZZZ that much, but I would still play it. If they stop playing Genshin, she's just gonna die in a week. Exactly.
The winning team. In addition, our special guest
You
has
think
the
they would
honor-
genuinely
This
pull a
special
Hoyoverse?
award
Would pull a TF2 on
recognizes the
Genshin?
team with the most, and that goes to the creators of the
Eventually,
horror game.
yes. Anytime soon, no. And if anybody doesn't know what they're talking about, oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
But not
present you
anytime
this
soon.
award
Eventually,
in the
yes, I'll
name
probably
of
just
the
say here it's to
Narukami
the community, do
Ogosha,
what you want, plan
and
your own
I
events, do
become
your own
Shogun.
things.
Shogun is the
I feel like it also will
best!
be more fun in the community's hands than theirs
The whole
because
purpose of
they, like I
besides
said, they
the
take very little creative risk. That's the word. Sorry, it's just the stuttering. They take very little creative risk. Every event is just copy and paste. Every single thing that gets done is just like, oh wow, yay, yeah, cool, and it's just not very fun. Not to mention the new characters completely breaking the game sometimes. Like, look back at any like 5-star from like even just 2 years ago, they're virtually obsolete compared to the new ones. Me EP, so typing will be off. Good to know, X. But yeah, because the new characters too also just break everything. Because they have to continuously make the characters stronger and stronger to get people to fucking, you know, to buy them. So it just breaks the fucking game eventually. So you could get like a character like, oh wow, they do so much damage, and then like 2 years later, they're basically trash. Because they also have to fucking scale everything up to those new characters too. But I don't know, it's weird. I don't like it. I really don't. Not to mention the characters. A lot of time, new characters are just copy and paste. Hold up, I completely oh no, I did. I got your audio back. I got confused because like I don't hear shit. Forgot no voice actors. But yeah, the new characters also aren't that unique a lot of times. I feel when it comes to their designs or their fucking what's it called, or their what's it called? Skills. That's weird. Their skills. A lot of times, their skills, their outfits, and other shit are just really kind of boring. That's what they do to force you to spend money to get new characters. Just play the game. Yeah. Luckily for me, on my other account, I was here yesterday with the girls in the sauna. Now I'm here with the boys. Let's see if I can get laid this time. We didn't with the girls because Raiden Shogun is a buzzkill, but with the boys, I could see it happening. All right, boys, let's go.
so warm.
But yes, I was fucking yeah. Luckily for me, on my other account, my characters are so strong. However, they're only strong because they a good chunk of them, I'm pretty sure, have event items on them. Like they have items that you cannot get, like the Dodoko book, or like the fucking fishing quest one with the catch, other shit like that, or ones that you have to like gamble for in game with in-game quests, like the one where you go daily to the guy in Inazuma for like the bow schematic. I think live service games in general eventually deteriorate as companies move to work on it. I look over to see Chibidoki is screaming, and I hear the most only sound I ever leave than fear. Good. Chibidoki is a sent from God to just judge us and see our morality.
Oh,
But yeah, because they can do cool shit. Like the Genshin TCG game in here is fun and cool.
Boss,
But
the
they only
Cauliflower Festival
update
was a
it
huge success
every
for us.
other
We
like
had 3 times more
every
visitors
other
than
like
Movemates.
year, I want to say it gets
Oh.
any actual love,
It's
which is
nothing.
unfortunate. Because the TCG in this game is actually really fun. Which is what okay, which also pisses me off because that shows me
May
they
this year-
can do cool shit. It's just that either they're not allowed or they won't. Yeah. So it's just like I can see you doing anything. And on your other games, fucking Honkai Star Rail, they had Pokemon events, fucking scavenger hunt quest, puzzle quest, challenging battle quest, like every kind of quest, but events. They had all these cool events. And yet it's like, oh wow, crazy. Who's Chibidoki? I may watch horror, but Chibidoki is like one of the most popular VTubers around. They're a little gremlin. I'd wager that's the end of the event? Complete. Yup, there we go. What the fuck did I get? And now I'm going to YouTube so you could transport and preserve recent memories for some reason. Pages are reviewed. Alright, there you go. Now we have to do the unthinkable. I have to play the fucking game. I have to go to fucking Sumeru to continue the challenge. Which, you know what that means? I gotta talk a lot more than I usually do because there's not much else I can do during that. When the fucking when the NPCs only really ever talk, during that, I can't exactly get great content by playing the game, so I have to just really talk. Then again, I guess it's cool because I get to talk to y'all a lot. But still, some things about this game. The story. The story is just so slow now, and I fucking hate it. I might actually be able to complete this on my other account after stream, because I would like to get the spear from my Raiden Shogun on my other account. Well, I gotta see ya, Snowy Wolf. Trust me, I did not blame you for wanting to leave. Because Jesus Christ, this is about to get really bad. Okay. Not that, not that. Where the fuck is it? There it is. Hold up. Okay, no, it is this one. Is it? It is this one. Okay, so we are out of Sumeru and into the desert. Thankfully. So, let's go and do everything. I wasted that ult, but I'm not gonna lie to you, I am not mad because they have a very dog shit ult right now because they have no fucking power behind them. They are very weak, and that is purely because of me not wanting to fucking build them. God damn it, I get it, I gotta be just close enough to you, game, to just fucking, let me just hug you like a tree. There we go. But yeah, alright, let's just go around looking for shit. On the bright side, on the good news though, in this challenge I realized, you really don't have to grind as much as you would in like a typical Genshin playthrough. Because when you're in a Genshin playthrough, you're changing your team constantly, basically. It's like, oh, this character, nope, now I want this character, nope, now I got this one. In this one, it's like, I'm stuck with these characters, but at least that means I'm not fucking swapping and having to go and grind a fuck ton every single time I want to do something. Because right now, I'm pretty sure I got most of the shit I need for, honestly, for a lot of the characters I have. To be fair, I have like 5, but still. Which also makes you question, how fucking long is this going to take? This challenge. Because I have been playing for, give or take, I want to say it's like over half a year now. It's been over half a year, I want to say. And I'm in the end of Sumeru. There's only 2 regions left. Fontaine and then Natlan. Because I'm trying to get to fucking, you know, what's it called? Oh yeah, I'm trying to get through Natlan before the last fucking region comes out, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do that because I'm pretty sure it's coming out. Actually, what am I talking about? It's not coming down anytime soon. Fucking Natlan, I'm pretty sure, barely just finished. Then again, I can't remember. I don't pay attention to fucking Genshin updates, I'm not going to lie to you. But I believe, luckily, I still have time to do that. But it's just going to be hard because when I first started the challenge, every single banner, that's too far down to be worth it. I'm going to go here and hope there's a checkpoint somewhere near there. But yeah, when I first started the challenge, there was a fucking catalyst user on like virtually every single banner. Over time, it went down though to be like, oh, 1 every 2, 1 every 3, which really slows down progress. I guess anything but horror series seems to be neat, at least in my opinion. That would be neat. Yes, 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 I am going to go down. Yep, there you go. Down the hole. Oh, there was a path right there. I'd have to do all that. Okay, cool. Wow, it's a sad child. Kill him. Back to voice acting. Let's go.
Here it is. Take a look right here.
Wow.
Although
Also,
the
sorry for
traces
being
of
late
the
this
size and
morning.
shape
Not
and
this, but
scent
for
is
today's
quite
stream.
faint. We'd have to ask
I
whether
surprisingly
royal
got a
way-
new phone today, which means I forgot to switch over and
Exactly.
authorize all my
Even
Google
deep within the
accounts
clutches.
on my PC and on my fucking laptop.
It's highly
So I spent the first like 15 minutes having to authorize like 2 accounts on each one
Let's head to our
because I had to authorize it on my new phone, which then kicked it off of everything else. Which is, I just gotta walk back. I gotta walk back? Okay, cool. Something I do want to do, though, soon, is just try out more, okay. I kind of want to try out more horror games soon.
Right.
But the thing is, it's like, what type of horror games would I like to
Ah,
play?
Welcome back.
Like what you said, 10
Sounds
milligrams
like
of
everyone's
Zoloft and a
friends
whole
already.
bottle of Everclear right down the drain. You're gonna see the Shadow Man, the Hat Man.
reasonably.
Say hi to him for me.
Huh. I saw him. Did you find
But,
out anything
like I was saying, a Genshin horror game I would love to play. There's probably one out there like it,
see.
because I know there is a Genshin-like game coming out soon that I'm actually kind of excited for. I forget the name right now, but Alex is going to show me
I've
it.
heard of it. Far
Yes,
as I
he's-
know, the kind of incense you just mentioned is only popular beyond the wall. Scholars are fond. Not to mention, make it seems someone from.
Makes sense.
Come on,
If it was any up, didn't
Move
you
it.
say that the village?
game.
Ah, yeah, Delavar, the scar riddled.
Deliver. How long till
These
Genshin
guys
gets
have one
fully
thing in
ads
common,
of the
and
Genshin world?
that's being broke.
How long
The
till it
rougher
adds
life gets,
all of the
more they
world?
wanna believe it's
That I
King
don't know.
Way
Well,
they
I
say it,
do
King
know they
Deshret's
have
resurrection is their only
technically one region left
Throwing all of Sumeru into
to
chaos is
complete
only way
the
to
7
fix it.
regions of the game being... Hold up, I can do this. Mondstadt, Leeway, Inazuma, Sumeru, Fontaine, Natland, and I'm not sure the 7th one has a name yet. Boom, named all 6 of them around right now. However, they also add areas that are not technically the regions.
No merc.
Let's head out.
Because
Now,
technically
hold
we're
on.
in Sumeru right now,
Our
but we're not in the
village is
Sumeru
not a big
region. We're in the
place.
desert.
Outsiders, the desert
So,
is compared to you.
it's
Mercs
like...
like me are just third-rate amateurs.
I don't know when they're gonna, because they
I've
can probably
got
add a
no
bunch of little
actual-
islands and other connecting
I
places
need
to
to go
flesh out
around
the
now.
world.
Good.
But
then we've got a plan.
the last
The
region will be added
Traveler and
soon.
Paimon will go to
And if they
Caravan
reach there, will
Riva.
they start the last region? More region? I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if they added like, oh, new regions, but they're not dictated by archons. Or actually, no, they can't do that. Because they said there are only 7 regions in fucking Teviat. Which is the canonical name of the Genshin world. The one time I get my facts down right, and Demon is not here. If they want more money, they would add space and dimensions. That's the problem. Is that I'm not sure what they're going to do after that shit. Because, like, you initially stated... Because also, by the way, I'm pretty sure they said only 7 because they did not predict that Genshin would be that big of a hit it was. So, I'm pretty sure they would mean, like, a pretty unknown company. Only being known for Honkai Impact the 3rd, which is a horrible game. Crashed all the time, and I just tried to just simply play it for a stream. To being, like, one of the biggest names in gaming. They went from being, like, super, probably low-budget effort, hard effort, to, like, a buttload of money out of nowhere. So, the business side of them probably would say, add more fucking regions. However, the lore and the story says there's only 7. They'll probably just add other quote-unquote regions, but they're not regions. They're just areas in the 7 regions, which is going to be kind of hard because, like, how the fuck would you add something to, like, Inazuma? Actually, no, they got an entire ocean. Inazuma's safe. But, like, where's an area that's completely locked in? Like, Leeway. Like, Leeway is here. All of this area is Leeway. And it comes out to, like, fucking out here. But then there's Fontaine. Fontaine and Sumeru. Fontaine up here. Sumeru here. So eventually they're going to run out of shit. And also, I'm not going to lie to you. I would kind of prefer if they just stopped at that. Once they hit the 7th region, they
Sounds
complete
like
it to
you're
much as they
starting to get
want
familiar
to.
with the area.
I'd rather it just end there. And then they just do stories with those regions. Maybe add a few, like,
I know what you
temporary
mean.
areas that you do for, like, the
Saying
archipelago
also,
and
why
certain
is this high
events.
wall here?
But like
and a wall.
beyond
It was only after
that,
I grew up
I
that
don't
realized
want more.
the wall of Sumeru's
Because I
for
know it's
cheap
only
labor.
gonna
Even
get
if a
worse
child from
and
the
worse
desert
as
got the
time
chance
goes
for
on.
pain in Akasha terminal.
And it's
Almost
already
all the
getting
requests
pretty
for
bad.
knowledge would be
Not the
denied.
fucking the areas, because the
academia
areas are
believes
still
we're
very beautiful and
underserved.
nice to look at and whatnot, but the
Geniuses
story,
like I
it's
would
only
tear down
getting
this
worse. So
wall
I'd
with
rather
my
they
own hands
complete
if I
the
could.
event, not the but the regions, maybe add a little bit more, and then just focus on doing like
No, and
events and shit that are
besides,
super
we're-
fun and interesting. I remember games to have an end rather than me churning out content to one of my great changes
Caravan
board.
Rebot is
Exactly, because I
crawling
know
with
it's only
people.
gonna get
So the
worse.
our mission started
They're
the
not gonna have the
moment we
same
arrived. Let's go
quality
check out the
control as they
tavern.
do, like, you know. How'd I put it? Oh yeah, they're not gonna have the same quality control. Hell, they already don't have the same quality control as when they started. When they started, like I said, it was amazing when they first started. The events were cool, interesting, the characters are amazing, the story is
Just
good,
our luck.
the balance was amazing,
Tia,
and then time goes on until we'll pull a Ruby. Where it just keeps going.
Zap.
Oh. And
To be
who do we have
fair,
with you here? Guests from
I
another
think
land?
Ruby was supposed to be long-ish of a story, like a pretty long story.
Hello, hello.
But after like all
We've
the
had
things
drinks
that
together a
happened
few
in Rooster
times.
Teeth over the
You could
years,
say we go
the
back a
story
ways.
and everything just got so kind of like
Anyway, as far
wibbly
as when-
wobbly
Absolutely.
Yeah.
that they
Have you
just
seen
lost the whole
Edgar,
premise and they like
Delavar, or
scramble.
Jabari recently?
Because like I
course
said
I
many
have.
times, I
I've got a
stopped
spice trading
watching
deal from another
when they were
nation.
still
I
in
thought maybe-
Atlas.
Ah, hell.
The last
Hey,
thing I
keep it
remember
down.
is Ironwood
just
shooting
say I
Oscar in
prefer
the
it to-
face. That's it.
Yes.
After
Well,
that and that shit, at that season, I was like, I'm done with this. I can't watch it. I watched all the way up into there because I started watching like a little bit, I think like a few weeks maybe before season 4 came out. Because my brother showed me the first volume and I loved it. And then I watched 2, 3, and I was so excited for 4, and it just didn't hit the same. And I didn't find out until then. It was like, oh yeah, it's because the creator, Monty Ohm, unfortunately passed. We were supposed to be only like 10 volumes, and the story kind of became janky after the original creator passed away. Like I said, yeah, it was supposed to be long, but I feel like it's going to end up being longer because, like, the creators made it like go woo, 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 it's a story. Which is why I feel bad for Ruby. Because it was a good show that kind of just got wonked the hell out of it eventually.
Are we there yet?
That I made most people just stop watching it.
Yep.
As
This
far as I
place
heard,
is
Ruby is still
practically
at
deserted.
volume 8 or 9
What are
at
they
this
doing
point.
in a place like this?
Yeah. Because I feel like the initial one... Okay. I
Why
would
don't you take a
love
guess?
to see a
Go on.
timeline where Monty Ohm did not unfortunately pass away and completed Ruby, because I want to see what would have happened to Ruby and how different would it be from our current version if he never did pass away and he did all of the volumes still. Would it still be this long? Would it
What's
be
this
just
all
would the
about,
quality
Zombie?
have gone down?
Come on,
Because maybe
dear.
we're just looking at the
Not only
rose-colored
do I-
glass,
So, you've been
rose-covered
watching us from the very beginning?
glasses, the older volumes.
And you-
Who knows?
So you and
Because I just
You
couldn't
got
watch
one
it anymore. I'm
thing.
not
If
gonna lie to you.
that's the case,
Also,
I'll
the
be honest
fact
with
that
you,
it
the
seemed
more what you
like
said in the
two
village,
big
your little
things.
monologue about the
One,
wall of Samio
it
would've
seemed
convinced me
like
that
the
you're none of
fight
us.
scenes got more kind of like, I want to say chaotic in a bad way. It's like watching a school fight on a phone compared to like a choreographed
Delavar.
fight in that
And
show.
Edgar.
When it
They're
first
here
came out,
too, huh?
the fights were hectic, but you knew what was going on.
Long time
The
no
cameras
see.
in the right angles, they
that
slowed it down,
Yeah.
they sped it
See?
up in the proper
There you're not
areas.
Wrong.
Enough
But
talk.
later on,
Get 'em.
the fights just get so like chaotic that at a certain
Just as
point,
I
a camera will
expected.
switch and I'm like, where the
Let's
fuck
teach him
am
a
I?
lesson, traveler.
What's going on? Like, you know what I mean? Monty was good at fighting mates. He was amazing at them. But that's like, that was a big gripe too with me, because it was like, in a lot of the
Come,
fight
little
scenes now,
princess.
I can't tell what the fuck is happening. It's like a fucking, it's like I'm watching like one of my old high school, old fight from my high school that someone recorded. We're like, don't worry, dog, I got the whole fight. And then it shows like a shaking, like an earthquake, and it's like, oh damn, someone's like that, and like, it's over. What the fuck happened? Beyond that, too, the music. I feel like there's not as much
Impossible.
bangers
How could
or
you?
as much music
So,
in
do you think about
fucking
your meticulous
later
network
seasons of
mouse?
Ruby
I'm
as
guessing
earlier
you're
ones.
informant. And of
It's just
course,
theory,
you
but
would
I've heard
believe
that they scrapped a lot of the
everything he
monument
reported.
story after he
The
passed
only
away
thing
and
you
made
know
more of a
about me is that I'm a mercenary,
sterile,
but you've
confusing
never
story.
seen me in action.
I don't know.
Even though you
It
hope
wouldn't
that
be
so-called
smart
flame mane is just a
if
fraud.
Monty Ohm
She admitted
had
it
written out the
herself.
whole
She
story.
just uses her connections to gain the trust
I
of
have no
others.
reason why they would not go with that. The show was doing amazing. It did not make sense to deviate from the
That's
path.
what you thought,
Unless
right?
they just thought, nah, we could do better. In which
And
case
you were
they
stupid
did
enough to
not.
fall for it.
Because
I
if that was the
figured as
case
much the
too,
first time we drank
I
together.
guarantee they regret it now. Because it'd be like, we took one step off the path and fell down a fucking cliff.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So
But like I
you're
was saying,
planning this in
music.
June?
No
I feel like
task
there's
can be
not
done.
nearly as much
Those
or
two who were
as
snooping around
iconic
just-
music
That's
in
just a bunch of
Ruby
drunk talk.
now as there
Ender
was in
and Delavar
earlier
like to talk
seasons.
themselves up.
Because I look at my
Alcohol has a-
Spotify
What about
and I'll see songs from Volume 1, 2, and 3, loads of them. I'm talking Die, Cold, Bumblebee, Gold, This'll Be the Day, fucking, God, what's the third one called? Season 3 opening. It's called When It Falls. All of those shits. I remember all of them. So many. Fucking Boop.
He's just a numbskull who fell right
But I
into
feel
the
like
trap.
after, like,
Zaki was
that,
probably the best
the
kitten
music
of them
got
all.
so far away
My
from each other,
initial
and when the
plan
music
was to
did
find-
pop
That's
up,
what
it just
wanted to
didn't,
ask when we
you
were-
know,
Wait,
you
so
you
he
didn't
No,
notice
he
it.
is.
Wow.
Not gonna lie, when I was
What a
13, I watched
genius
Ruby, so I forgot like noticed it in the show.
What?
I can rewatch it
That's
now.
an
It's like the first
expert
time right now.
mercenary for you.
Ah, you're too.
I wish I
So
could. I kind of
Hmm?
rewatched a
About
little bit of it, but it's like there's
Does
no
that bother
place
you?
to really
What
watch
makes
it
you so
anymore.
sure?
I'm not sure where the fuck I'd watch it.
Dia?
Because when it was on YouTube,
You two
it
are
was
pretty sharp.
easy.
No.
It
I
was
don't have
easy
anything
and quick
against
to
the
just
Gender
watch it because,
Archon.
oh, it's on YouTube. Boom. The first 3 seasons, I think even 4 seasons were on YouTube before, I think season 5 went to be on roosterteeth.com. But now roosterteeth.com doesn't exist anymore, the app.
I've heard a lot of nice things
So,
about the Lesser Lord from Dunyarzad's just a
now,
word. I've begun to realize. But
I
I'll
have no
see
clue I'd
through it.
watch it. Maybe it's back up on
Anyway,
YouTube,
look-
but I don't know. Like, would I go to, I'm pretty sure I have to go to Viz. I'm not sure what fucking Viz even is. Is it on Crunchyroll? What is that? Like, I never heard of that company till
This
now, I'm
should be
pretty
all
sure.
right. All right.
And if I did, I forgot about it.
Candace will be okay. She's been
But
guarding
yeah,
Rue
that's
Village
the
for
case for
quite
me at
some-
least.
While I'm
It's just
questioning,
I'll
just
meet you
the
back
fight
here
scenes
tomorrow
are
morning,
worse,
Traveler.
and the music, it just doesn't
As
hit
for
like it
these,
used
it-
to. Because, like, I do have some, like, season 4, 5, 6 songs, I believe, that I listen to from Ruby every now and again. But there's songs that I have no memory of hearing during the show. Like, I'm not sure if they just made the music quieter or what. It's in Viz Media, the same company that published popular animes like My Hero Academia, etc. Might be wrong, but Viz Media bought Ruby. I know Viz Media did buy Ruby because
It's new.
I remember distinctly when they did. Okay, because something that cool they really did was they did give Casey Lee Williams all their songs back. Because I saw on Spotify they were gone for a long time. And I was like, what the fuck's going on here? That's weird. But then they came back, but they weren't like, oh, Ruby, fucking Volume 1, Gold. It was just Gold. Which I think it was really cool that they gave
Right
them
on
back
time.
their songs, because they did not have to do that, I'm pretty sure.
I've been
I'm
wondering.
pretty sure they could have
We've
just
known each
kept
other
the
for
songs
some
if they really
time
wanted
now.
to.
Oh,
Yep.
Since they were
Yes,
songs
us
owned
marks, on
by
the other
Ruby,
hand.
well, Paimon
I
can see
believe,
Really?
and then they were given, and they bought it, so that was cool of them.
Frodo's here, and he's
Yes. I
But
was here
even still,
yesterday to help
another
out a
fun fact,
little.
just in February, the original creator of Rooster Teeth replaying Read by Rooster Teeth and gets back to the roots. Oh, yes, I did know that. I saw that a long time ago. That blew
Sharing
up
summons-
really quickly and hard.
Right.
How Bernie Burns came back, rebought Rooster Teeth, which makes me
Come on,
excited
everyone.
because I was talking to Alec about it too when it first came out, because even creators like Moist Critical were excited for this. Everyone is
Come
really
on,
excited for
let's
this
go
because
inside.
the second Bernie Burns left is when shit started to go really fucking bad for everything. Like, looking back at Ruby seasons when he was there compared to after he left, difference. Like, I would watch fucking Volume 4 and even 5 so many times before I watched the newer seasons. Because they just look so fucking weird and bad, and they're confusing, and it just doesn't make sense. None of the shit makes sense. However, I was talking to Alec about this, like I said, and we were talking about what shows do you think he's gonna do?
You look furious.
Because we know what shows Rooster Teeth no longer owns. Rooster Teeth no longer owns Ruby, their biggest show they ever made, basically. They don't have Camp anymore. They don't have... What do they not have anymore? I know Rooster Teeth does not have Ruby or Camp anymore. I believe they... No. Do they have Genlock still? I'm not sure. I know they definitely have Nomad of Nowhere, Red vs. Blue, and I think Genlock. They still own Red vs. Blue, yes. I'd be very surprised if they didn't own that anymore. Mainly because no one else picked it up. If someone did, I think it'd be Amazon that owns it. Because I know when Rooster Teeth was starting to fail and shut down, they did start selling all their IPs. So while I think they do still have Red vs. Blue, I'm not sure on that fact. I know they lost to Ruby and Camp though. Because I'm pretty sure they lost Camp to Amazon, I think?
You might not believe some
And they
mystery
lost
man
Ruby,
told
of
us that
course, to
mad
Viz
scholars will
Media.
make the perfect
They're called village
To be fair,
keepers.
Camp was like
Slip up again
over,
and
I'm
you'll
pretty
regret
sure,
it.
when it ended.
Yes,
But I'm
sorry.
not sure because I didn't watch the last season because they changed the voice actors and the characters don't sound right anymore and I didn't want to watch it.
It was all that
Also,
mystery
it just,
man's
I don't,
doing.
it was
He
just,
told us to spread the word
I
about
didn't
King
know where to
Deshret's
look for,
resurrection
to watch
and
it,
talked us
and I
into
didn't even
helping
want to
him.
try and look to where to
In
watch that
return,
shit,
I'm-
legitimately.
That's one.
But the show
Strike.
that I
You
really
get a
want
total
them
of
to make a
3.
comeback for
Then
is
you
Nomad
die
of
by my
Nowhere.
hand.
I'm pretty sure they still have the legal rights to Nomad of Nowhere Rooster Teeth. Because I don't think anyone bought it because that show is so old. Like, I'm pretty sure that show was like... I think that came out when Bernie was still in charge of the company.
Wait, I'm telling you.
Like, I think that show
He
is like
got us to lure them out of their
6 or
houses at night
7
with
years
some
old
kind of
now, I
incense.
think. Like, it's really old. If... No, not
Lies
6.
and
It's like
deep
5 or
the
6 years
truth.
old, I think, now.
Traveler.
So,
go
I'm not
on.
sure if they still have it, but I would love to see that show be made by them. Because
You have to
it
believe
had
in
an
me.
amazing first
I
season.
believe
Everybody
I may
loved
know
it.
what's going
The
on.
first good show they had in a while. And then they just scrapped it for some reason. Because I'm pretty sure they were supposed to get 4 seasons and a movie guarantee, but then one day just got scrapped after season
Okay.
1.
If my
Versus
son-
Peak, I'm not gonna lie to
some
y'all,
time ago, it strikes me now that this
Which means
I have
Not
never,
the academia again.
just
never
as I-
watched
what
Red
did they
vs.
want?
Blue.
People are
Actually, hold
nothing
up.
but-
I have never willingly watched Red
Regardless.
vs. Blue.
You're right. Isaka, time to
I
go.
watched
Let's
it
leave the village
when
and
I
try
had
to
to
track
share it
them
with my
down.
brother, and he would watch like the first few seasons of it, but I never paid attention to it. I have no
Yes.
clue. I don't know. I just couldn't
You
get
got
into it.
Candace,
Like
I'll let you
legitimately, it
deal
was
with the
just
radicals.
too
Leave everything
out of
outside
my
the
zone. I
village
want to
us.
say, I
All
feel
right.
like Red vs. Blue was. Also, that shit is long as fuck. I feel like that show ended like 7 times. I don't think Red vs. Blue would hit the same now, because in Halo itself is rather shit now too. It is rather shit now. To be fair, Halo, what was it? Halo Infinite, I think it was. Not Halo Infinite, the most recent one that came out. I forget what it's called. That was well received really well, but that came out years ago. So there's not really like any heavy audience for it anymore. You know what I mean?
you never
Shut up, Paimon. But it's like that. You know what I mean? I wish I got into Red vs. Blue, but I
Well,
couldn't.
anyway.
I'm not gonna, yeah, I really couldn't.
No. I'm just
Halo
surprised
Infinite
that you
literally had
decided
it
to team
all
up
in the
with
beginning, but they
all
blew it.
hateful.
Yeah. Because all I
You
know
haven't
about
helped
them
us out at
is
all
the
ever since
initial
we arrived
launch.
at Aru Village.
Because that is a game I played
While
one
we were
time.
investigating. To be honest,
Because Alec was
we
like,
agreed.
nah,
Not to
dog, you
mention,
gotta play this shit. It's fire. Me, Alec, and you played it
Correct.
one
What
time,
did you learn?
I'm
and then
going
I
to take you to
immediately
somewhere.
uninstalled it.
How do you think the residents of our
Because
village
also,
feel about
to
what
be
we're
fair,
doing? In other words,
I did not
do you
play
truly believe
that
every
much
single-
Halo growing up.
hiding the truth
I
does
played
not
a fuck
necessarily
ton
equate
of
to lying.
Reach,
Again,
and that's it.
remember what Candace said,
However,
by
I didn't have
contrast,
Xbox
the
Live, so it was
perils
just
of their
me
daily
and my
lives
friends
are
and my brother and
ever-present
my
concerns,
cousins, you know what I
whereas
mean?
you're following among
Playing
those
it.
you have talked to.
So
It
I don't have
is
the same
indeed
like memories as
to
a lot of people
someone
do
who
to
only
Red
wants to
vs.
live-
Blue in the Halo days. Which is probably why
Don't
I don't
change
really
this,
find
it's
Red vs.
quite
Blue to be
obvious
that,
that-
you know,
Right.
good. That I don't like
She
it that
corrected
much.
herself
It,
mid-sentence
it
because-
bores me. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Remember, she made a point of
Because I can't watch it for very long. After like the
speaking to
first 2
village chief,
episodes, I'm
it
like
became
tagging
clear
out
that the
because I'm like
village
I can't
keepers
do
had
this.
protected
By
these
getting involved
episodes
with
are
Lance,
like
I'll pass on this one. You said
really
that
slow
she's a-
burners, which makes sense because that was the first thing the company did. Basically, that was the first like big kind of project, and they only had Halo the game to do it, so it makes sense that it was slow because they couldn't do like the big fight animations or something they do later on in the series,
Miss Shawnee,
and that's probably why I don't do it.
Mr.
I can't do it.
go ahead and talk.
Yeah,
to
it was
her.
if you haven't
Go
played
on.
Halo. Yeah,
Really that simple?
I just can't do it. Which sucks because a lot of my friends and people I've had and talked to in life are like, man, I love versus Blue. That shit was my childhood. And then here I am being like, yeah, I can't relate.
Traveler, do you
That
believe
shit is like a
our
distant
lives
dream
will
to
get
me.
Yeah,
In the air, a
even
fucking
so,
fart in
we
the
have
wind.
friends in Sumeru, and we went to
But yeah, beyond that, I just want
I-
Bernie
my
Burns
apologies for
to
causing-
bring back the
The
old
fact
style
is
of
that
Rooster
I'm
Teeth. Because
only
I think
one
the
side of my
biggest
family is
thing that
desert folk.
destroyed
Some
Rooster
believe in the
Teeth
Dendro
after it was
Archon.
sold
Speaking
is
of
that its
which,
parent
Yeah,
company
slowly,
made so
I just
many
stopped talking to people, and
unnecessary
then it happened.
shows.
You can
Like
tell
they
her.
had, like when they first bought it, it was successful.
Alright,
You think you would
I'll
enjoy
tell
Halo
you what I told
campaigns from one of
Alhaitha.
the? I probably
I
enjoy them
actually-
because I know a lot. I believe at least some of those are multiplayer. I think it'd be really fun to play with
Perhaps
other people. I'm pretty sure I could get
used to
through
be
it
like-
I confirmed this
with
God. Because we're in the
just
middle-
me,
There's really nothing
but I feel like I'd
of
have a
Since they
really
used to
good
use it for
time
treating-
if I had more people with me. You know what I mean? It's like that. I probably enjoy them, but who knows? I couldn't tell you until I play it. Because, like I said, I have very little Hamilton. Old Halo multiplayer friends is so fun. I would assume, yeah. But yeah. I fucking hope to God that Bernie Burns brings back the old Rooster Teeth. Because like I was saying before, the parent company fucked up in the fact that when they first bought Rooster Teeth, it was at its peak. It had so many good shows. It had fucking Immersion. It had all their animated ones, which was Red vs. Blue, Camp, and Ruby. It had their fucking IRL ones, like fucking Achievement Hunter. It had fucking the podcast. It had all of that shit. Like I said earlier, Immersion. However, when the parent company took over, they started making so many unnecessary shows. I think RT would have competed with Glitch. If RT was at the same level that it was all this time, it would have... Honestly, I could see it outdoing Glitch in a lot of ways. I feel like Glitch is like the newer generation's Rooster Teeth. I feel like that's really heavy because so far from what I hear, Glitch is only ever really pushing out bangers. Amazing Digital Circus, fucking Murder Drones. The other ones I don't know about because I only really ever watch those two on their accounts.
Leave my space.
To be fair, even though I'm not even sure when those upload. I only get
You've been a naughty boy.
news that a new show got uploaded from them when I see it just pop up in my feed randomly because still to this day I have not subscribed to the channel. But yeah. Also, to be fair, I have not even watched like Murder Drones. I haven't watched that. Sad though that Ruby is stuck in the exit limit now. Money is probably what is good enough. I would be crazy enough, but I talked about this with Alec too. We were talking about what the fuck we think Viz Entertainment is gonna do with Ruby, and we thought about it, and it has two options. Either one, just leave it in limbo, or restart it.
Try not to enjoy this too much.
Those are its only super real options. You know what I mean? It's either leave it in limbo or do some kind of like little bit of a restart. Because right now, there is no logical reason to continue that show with its current story. Because the story is all over the place. And imagine going from those writers to actual, like, writers. It'd be so weird. Because also, no one wants to watch the newer seasons. There would be no reason for them to continue up where Rooster Teeth left off. Why you running, bitch? I see you back there. Why you running? What the fuck is he doing? He died. He just phased out of existence.
he looks
Personally,
serious.
personally. I feel like Viz Media have the best reaction from the public for
This
Ruby
is the one.
if they just restarted it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think if you reboot save it, I think it would. Because hear me out. They don't even have to change. If they decided to do a complete reboot, they don't have to change really a thing about the first 3 seasons. Just reanimate it. Because they know the fans love the first 3 seasons. So you could do that. It would also get people that don't know about Ruby into Ruby too.
Patience.
Because instead of being some
Johnny
little
says he only
indie
hears the crying
fucking
at night. We have time
little
to work
internet
until then.
fucking show like it was when it first came out, is like isn't there like a 2D version which is essentially soft reboots? Yes
I'm
and
taking a
no.
break.
Back when Rusty was still in charge of Ruby, they tried to do little fucking weird little things like
Okay,
where they'd
sure.
have what's it called? Like Tales of Remnant they tried to do, which was alright, I guess. There was like the Snow Dom,
So,
which one was just a 2D one where it was like alternate timelines of Ruby, I think. I'm not sure I didn't watch it. And then they did that really super weird, poorly did Ruby X Justice League, which was just weird. To my knowledge right now, there is no like dead on 2D soft reboots. I know they did a few episodes, I think, where they like reanimated some of the older shit a little bit, but they didn't like do like a whole let's redo it.
What was that sound?
Because I think with this current company, they could get Ruby back to its former glory. Because, just simple. What the fuck is Ruby X Justice League? That was an animated
There it is.
movie. I say animated, but it was like really weird
It's coming
animation,
from
I'm
that
pretty
direction.
sure. Where Ruby and the Justice League's universe is connected. And it was really weird. I know it had Batman in it a lot. And it was weird because it was some weird like time,
From
like not to
below.
a universe thing where
Something
their
is off
universe
about
bled
the
into the
interiors
Justice League,
here.
so it gave Batman a fucking semblance, which was weird. There's a lot of weird shit in the movie. It makes no sense from what I hear. I didn't watch it. All I know it was very negatively received. It was like a final Hail Mary from the
As
company,
I
I'm pretty sure.
thought.
Like one of their last Ruby things they ever did was Ruby X Justice League. And it was like the biggest Hail Mary on the planet. And it fucking, as we all know, failed. Investigate the elemental monuments. Got it. There's one here. How the fuck do I get out of here? There we go. But yeah, the 2D animation now is known as Ruby Ice Kingdom, which is done by an actual anime company. I've seen one episode, I don't continue. I know that. I'm pretty sure that was the fucking... what you call it. That was the fucking... I gotta get a character that can use fucking thing. Where's fucking Kale? Where is this bitch? Where are you, Kale? Thank God I have this bitch because I don't have Kale.
Anything you need delivered?
I almost couldn't do this fucking quest line because I don't have a Samara character. There we go. But yes, I believe that's one where it was like an alternate timeline where fucking Weiss was in charge of Atlas and shit. And once again, I don't think it was that well received. I know the animation was good, but I don't believe it was very well received, if I remember correctly. But I could be wrong on that front. It's very plausible. But yeah, like I was saying, the only way I can see them saving it is to just do a restart where they reanimate the first 3 volumes, change either nothing or very little about them. Be very careful with it because you know the fans love those seasons. They're very cherished. Also, we kind of fucked up to change it from the initial creator's vision, who is now dead, which would be very bad PR for them. So, they just do a soft reboot of the first 3 seasons,
Come a little closer.
where they just reanimate it, you know what I mean? Reanimate the fuck out of it. Then, they pull out their fucking, the ace in the hole. Season 4 and beyond is their own. They can do what they want with it. They can have the old Ruby just kind of be like, oh yeah, that was like something else. They could just not talk about it. That'd be great too. They could just have it be not talk about it, like, oh wow, what a weird dream kind of thing. All that shit. It feels like it's done by people that like video games and anime. I feel like they're just trying. I don't know. It got really fucking. I don't know. It got really like stale towards the end there. I feel like, but yeah, that's what I think will be the best thing. Just reboot reboot the series. First 3 seasons easy for you. Just reanimate the already original storyline. Maybe get some new fucking voice lines with the voice actors, because they kept the same voice actors. They still have them, the original voice actors for the characters. So they could just, have maybe do a couple re-voice lines for them, because now they have a lot of talent and know more about the characters and all that shit, you know what I mean? So it sounds better, looks better, with an amazing story. Because let's be honest here, the only downside initial Ruby had was that the visuals were not super duper amazing. You know what I mean? They're still pretty good and charming, but if they had a new style of paint on them, all that shit, it'd be a nice treat for the old fans, while bringing in new fans so that when Volume 4 comes out, they can make it their own and take it down their own path. Because I don't know how the fuck you would continue off of the old, not the old, but the current seasons. How the fuck would you continue off of that? The fans don't like it. The story will be confusing to swap from company to company to. And you're not going to gain anything out of doing it. You only lose from it. That's it. Because you're not going to gain any new fans. And you get, oh, Season 10 is now good. Just watch, 6 through 9, which are very hated by everybody. But then Season 10's good. Like, no one's going to do that, really. I like the old visuals, not because it's good, because it reminds you of old video games. Yeah. There was a charm to the older ones, a very big charm factor. But yeah, because I'm not going to lie to you, I see a 0% chance, if the company is smart, where they continue the current storyline of Ruby. Hell, they could have a Volume 10 where it's just a close to the old Ruby, I want to say. What they could do is, I believe in the most recent season, they just got out of the fairy tale land. Have us let some shit happens where it's like, oh, they fail, but the fairy tale land can reset it, and it just resets the timeline. And then come out with, boom, Ruby new. Kind of like how they did Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Kind of like that. Where they're both technically canon, but one is significantly better than the other. You know what I mean? Like that.
Don't you think his symptoms look familiar?
That would be the smartest version. You know what I mean? I found a crack addict in the street, found him. That would be the best, in my opinion, the best course of action for that show. Nothing else would be that great. It'd be very hard for them to do anything with it. Beyond that, how soon would it be to get the Ruby IP? That fully depends. At its peak, Ruby would be worth millions. Right now, I wouldn't be surprised if they sold Ruby for less than $1 million. I would not be surprised with that.
After that,
if Viz bought it for less than... Actually, hold up, I can look this up.
Patently a living, breathing human being. But when someone becomes a missing person,
how
is brought into
much
question.
Did Viz buy Ruby for? That was not disclosed, unfortunately. I really wanted to know. Damn, that's a shame. Because I was say, like, definitely at its peak, millions. You're talking big money. Because at its peak, it was the most popular show around, basically, when it came to, like, internet, YouTube shows. Because nothing like Ruby was done before. Where it was like, oh yeah, it's fucking, it's a show made by people creating it, no big companies really. And it's fucking entirely amazing. The fight scenes are good. But yeah, I would, if you told me they bought it for less than $1 million now, I would not be
Not to be
surprised.
callous, but no,
Mainly
there is no
because
shortage of
Viz
suffering.
Media had
Probably not.
all
You
of the
can say that.
fucking
The divine
power
knowledge
in the
council.
arguments. I guarantee you, they had all the power.
Hyman's been wanting to say this for a while. There are a lot of
I
bad
don't know.
guys in the
Ruby's kind of in
academia,
some way
but
reminds me of Kill la
you're not
Kill,
one
but
of
less
them.
gooning.
You're their weirdo.
Maybe that's how you see it, but a lot of people
Though I
saw
must
it for what
say,
it was, because
uniqueness
the
is
fact that
also
it was
an
made by a
I'm
YouTube
just a more
channel
likable.
is what gave it a lot of charm. If Ruby came out
He won't
under
last
like
long
some
if we leave him
company's
here.
name
Let's take
in
him with. We'll work
fucking
out our next.
the year it came out, not on a YouTube channel, but by some actual company, it would not get the same kind of respect it does than it did when it came out on Rooster Teeth. Because if it came out a big company, people would complain about the visuals. They'd be like, "It doesn't look good. I don't want to watch it." But the fact it was on a YouTube channel, they could get away with a lot more shit. Like how the background characters were just shadows. They can get away with that because, it's like, oh yeah, it's just a YouTube channel, dog. They don't got the funding of a big company, which worked to their advantage really heavily. Because it made Ruby have a very unique art style. And, it could focus more on other shit, knowing that the fans were, accepting of the fact that they had limited funds. You know what I mean? That's to give it a big umph in everything. They could focus on the fight scenes and the story heavily and characters because they didn't have to worry that much about background things. It was indie. You expect it. If it was stylized enough, it would be successful. I agree. But there's no anime that is exactly like it would be. Exactly.
You must be tired.
It was very much first of its
What's the
time. You know what I
situation?
mean?
Unfortunately, somebody who's too
Which is
young to take
unfortunate
on
to
the
see how
role
it
of
how it
Usopp's
kind of looks now.
grandfather.
Because I saw like a clip of its most recent season. It does not look
So,
good. Like it looks like the
at one point in
characters look
time-
really well,
Their
but like
plan
the
must have been
background and
implemented
the
at some point
foreground look
before we
really
arrived at
weird.
Aru Village.
Like from what
Since
the one
divine
I
hand
saw, it was like
knowledge
they're
has
in like
been
this
in
weird like kind
circulation
of
for a while
viney
now.
place,
Yet,
and the vines look
they fled once
like
we
they
were
were
headed to the
made in like
village,
Photoshop.
almost as if they knew we were on the
Like very
trail.
little animation. Like they just moved like
Why
it's
is
like
that?
in like 2 to 3 frames. It moved across the screen. It did not look very good. It looked just weird.
We may have a mole.
Like it looked like they
us to
lost the
particularly
budget
enjoy.
halfway through. I'd be surprised if they came knocking in Viz Media's
Are
door
our
and they gave me
friendships
Rebecca.
that
It's like it's
shallow?
nothing.
Looks like
I
none
would
of
be
you have realized
surprised. I
wherein
wouldn't
lies
be
the issue.
surprised if Viz Media was kind to
Sino,
give it back to
You're
Bernie.
the re-
However,
What's that supposed to mean?
I don't think Bernie
Choose your next
wants
one.
it
It is
back.
simply a logical.
Mainly
what you're
because
saying.
I know he
Interesting.
recognizes
I-
that
You
that's
have a
not
point,
Rooster
but I
Teeth's thing
realized
anymore.
something as we were returning from the
Viz got it fair and square.
hospital. Sino isn't like any of
And
us.
to bring back Ruby will be like, trying to bring back
are you
a
trying
past
to
that's not
say?
there for them. I feel like Ruby's
Do
only
you still
future to
remember,
live on
as a mantra,
is out of
you
the
are no
company's
doubt
hands.
privy to certain
There's no
kinds of
way that
information.
show lives
Before you
with
can
Rooster
take
Teeth.
action against
At
someone,
least not at the
simply
start.
put, if you want to
After a
regulate
while,
Academia?
it's
I
not
might
that
see it coming
simple.
back for like a
The
special or two,
academia has eyes all
but
over
there's
Sumeru.
no
But they
way
every so often, I
that it's
remember
going back
seeing
to
the
being
You're
owned by
saying
Rooster
that the
Teeth.
academia
That's
entered
long
my
gone.
information into the Akasha.
Especially
What's
after
the point in
all the
doing that?
The
fucking
Akasha is capable
what's it
of
called
more.
marketing they did
The
for the
Akasha's
show,
out-
Viz Media.
The academia.
Because
So
when it
that's
first
how
got bought,
tenacity of will,
my
Sino. Don't
Instagram,
take it to heart.
my YouTube, my
They
fucking
escaped because of
Twitch,
me.
my Twitter,
Blame yourself.
everything, every other ad, Ruby, now owned by
have an idea.
Viz, Ruby,
They
now
predicted
owned
my
by Viz.
movements.
Buy your Ruby merch
And
at
I might be
You
Viz.com
bounce back.
There is
/
always an
store.
Oh,
Like, you
so
know what I
the
mean? It was like that.
academia is-
Something tells you they
I
have
want to
big
proceed
plans
in
for
the
Ruby.
direction opposite of where I came
Because you don't, you don't advertise a show like that you're going to ghost.
from. I must go.
Which is why I think
There's
they
also
are just going to
something I
reboot
want to
it.
investigate.
You know what I mean? And for Ruby, you'd saying no. That's what Bernie Burns wants to do, which is what makes me excited. Because now that I know it's just regular old Rooster Teeth, before they were bought out by someone else, before there was too many shows. Like I said earlier, for every like one good show Rooster Teeth in the past few years had,
You want to go
they had like
too?
7 horrible
So,
shows that take no money,
I
just
wanna
cost the
find
company
Grandpa.
huge losses
I promise.
for
I'll
no
be
reason.
careful and not
Like
cause
I'm
any
pretty sure they
trouble.
had like 4 drinking podcasts. There was like Barbara's drinking podcast. There was the Achievement Hunters drinking podcast. and then there was like 2 more, I think.
Everyone?
And it was like,
I leave them
we
in your
don't need
hands.
this many. You need one good one, and that's it. Which is why I'm excited for Bernie Burns, because I know he said he wants to do something, start back from its roots, from scratch. Which is why I'm excited. I want to know what he's thinking. I want to know what's going to happen, and I'm eagerly waiting for any news from that company now. Before I knew, okay, before in the ye olden times, whenever Rooster Teeth came into the news, I knew it was something bad. Because I'm like, that thing has not been good in ages. There's no way something good is gonna. And it was always saying like, oh, humongous show flops, new season of RWBY hated by fans, company on the verge of bankruptcy. I'm like, yep, that checks out. But now, all the news I'm hearing about it is just positive, which is nice, and I really like. Yeah, they should just focus on their roots. Post 2014 RT was really in a janky ride into the fully crashed 19. Legitimately, to be fair, whoever made the decision for all those shows was just stupid. Because before they had the gold, they had the perfect, like, you know, they had the perfect, it was perfect. Because everything was liked by some people. Because you had the podcast which people loved. All of their animated shows were highly received. Red vs. Blue, Camp, and RWBY, all loved. They had the fucking IRL shows, like Immersion, Achievement Hunter, all of that, and again, also gaming, Achievement Hunter, but it seemed like every single fucking thing had its place and was successful. I feel like back in the day, if something wasn't successful, it got cut off pretty
Yes.
quickly.
After leaving the village, we should head
But they're
straight
trying
towards
making
the desert.
games, and they're not really bad, but they just really like junk food. Oh, I know you're talking about. Because I played RWBY Grim Eclipse. I played that. And I saw the initial person that made the game, which was just some random person who really liked RWBY at the time. I would rather play their version than the version Rooster Teeth made. Because the one they made, I'm not gonna lie to you, the RWBY games that they made were not good. Like the RWBY card game,
It's buried in
that
the
was like
sand.
Clash of Clans, I played for a little while, but then they just dumped it, because that one was not even that horrible. Was it amazing? No, but it wasn't the worst thing they put out in the last few years at that time. So I enjoyed it. And then bada bing the boom, they just canceled it.
These
After
are likely
everything.
fragments of an act. Looks like there were more than
It
one
just wasn't
group. Let's
good.
split up and
None of
search
their
the area.
games were good. It wasn't. Last RWBY game was called RWBY Arafel, and it just these Smash Bros. Of RWBY characters. Yeah, I know. It's just like you
This
can
is
just
definitely
see
a
the
device
company
used to
too,
extract divine
just trying
knowledge.
to completely just lob Hail Marys to try and save the company. You could see them struggling, being like, this.
How did it end
But
up
after
buried
a
in the
while,
sand? They
it
must
just
have been
got
attacked
sad
along the way.
because you would see shows that were not doing good, but instead of canceling them to save money, they just said, fuck it, double down. I feel like every bad fucking decision you could make, they fucking made. It was not pretty. And it hurts so much to unsubscribe to them after so many years of being subbed to them. Because I'm pretty sure they were one of the first channels I
This app
subscribed
didn't
to,
display
actually.
We should be able to catch up.
Sass Ruby's name on probably see fans like right, please give us money.
One more thing.
Exactly.
I believe
There
the
was
attack
nothing
must have
special
happened
about any
prior
of
to
those
the
games.
sandstorm.
Nor did they have, most importantly, longevity. You could
Let's keep
beat
going.
any
can't
RWBY
have
game in like a few hours if you're decent at games. Because like the RWBY Grim Eclipse one, I beat that in like one day. In one day I beat that. And there was nothing else. Like, it was the most piss poor excuse for a hack and slash RPG type game. You had 4 characters, they all had abilities. However, there's no loot drops, there's no reason to actually play besides just progress the story. And the story wasn't even that good. So, like, I beat it,
Sounds like an argument.
but I only beat it because my brother paid money for the game, and like, I gotta play it. We spent money on this.
Don't get any
No
closer.
joke, I can make a better RWBY
They'll
game than
notice
this.
us.
Diaz
I
talking
think
with the
most people
Eremites?
could.
Very interesting.
Because when they first described Grim
listen.
Eclipse, it was like, oh my god, Ruby RPG hack and slash type game like Diablo, which would have been cool. Because it could have been an amazing game. And you know how you do it? Simple. Don't make the main characters playable. Make it so that the main characters are NPCs. And then you are just that. You are a huntsman / huntress, and you go out in the world and you do quests. Make it like Path of Exile or Diablo. The fact that you could only choose from main characters means that they could not get new weapons or armor or clothing or different skills for characters than they had in the show, which really limited them, which sucked so much. And whoever's idea was it to do that was not smart. You could have done so much. Looking back at Ruby is like a crash course in business major on what not to do for every little step. I think I have a completely different idea. I would like Ruby personally with Ultra Kill gameplay, but that's just me.
Face the facts, Rahman.
I'm not
It's
sure about
gonna
Ultra Kill
happen.
because
You
Ultra
should
Kill is
understand-
just
I'm a desert
really
dweller
fucking
and a proud
fast.
follower of King Deshret.
Like it's
not too
popular,
late yet.
but
The
it's
village
not
people-
like
mad
for
scholars
like
aren't gonna
I don't know. I
break
guess
King
it
Death.
could
Don't
work,
understand.
but it had to be really well
Even
done.
if it'll expose you to the academia.
Because it also
Even
has to do it
if
for
they end up
4
dis-
different
Yes.
characters.
We've waited a
Minimum.
long time
for
for this
Team
day to
Ruby.
come. With these scholars
Ruby
in
was
our
also
custody.
fast in action on Volume 1 3.
Ridiculous. If
They
you
were
still don't believe
fast.
me, then try
They were
asking
not
these two men.
Ultra Kill
They're
fast.
also-
Ultra Kill's on a
More like
different
pawns
speed
of
from
the
Ruby.
academy- Filthy traitors.
Also,
Impossible to communicate
having
with
it be
someone so
fucking,
hostile.
you know, fast paced
Do you
would
really
not work
believe
for
that by
certain
kidnapping the
characters.
scholars, you'll be
For
able to
Ruby and
negotiate with the
Yang,
academia? These
it works
people have
perfectly
no
fine.
right- These
Those
scholars
two
were
attack
exiled
hard
from
and
the
fast.
academia.
But like
Unlike, on
Wise
the other hand,
and
their
fucking
current scribe.
Blake,
Wait, you can't
Wise
be
does her
serious.
summoning thing. She uses dust a lot. And a lot of dust things take time to
So,
charge up.
Precisely.
Which I feel like we give her a big disadvantage in a game like that because she's just too slow for fast pace. She has
Well,
dust that can
would be
increase her
bad luck,
speed,
however,
yeah,
I get
but
the chance to observe
it's
the
dust. She has
scholars.
to use an other
Perhaps you
object.
will
I'm not
find out
saying
the
one-to-one
truth.
HQ, but first you find so with half fast.
I'm
It's
not
just
sure.
hard
You
because
are the
certain characters
scribe.
be way
What
faster
do
and
you have-
easier
Not
to
all desert
program.
dwellers-
Like fucking, like I said, Ruby and Yang, super easy to program. You could do that in your sleep because those
You
characters are
academia
fast and they're really
scum.
easy.
Not
Like
so
imagine
fast, I'll hate
programming
them.
someone like
Do you
Blake
stand by everything you
in a
just said?
first-person sense. Someone that
You know
swings
you're
around
making
like
a dangerous
Spider-Man
decision.
I do.
and has a
Good.
dozen different
Rahman,
clones
hear me out. These people are my
that do
friends.
different things.
Maybe you
Like
can't
she's
take the
pushed
f-
off of
We've
them. She's
known
made
each other
dust
for
clones.
years.
She's made
In that
explosive
case,
clones, ice
I'm
clones
willing
that
to
freeze
vouch for their
enemies'
honesty
weapons
with
in
my
her.
right arm.
Like it'd be
Come
really
on,
hard
Rahman,
for
don't
people
be-
to program like
An
Blake
arm
and
from- What
Weiss
if you refuse
to
to
fit the
oblige?
style.
What should I
Which
do
is why
then?
I'd be like, oh, that's too hard.
No one's
That's too.
fooled
I would
by
put my I put my hands up for
You're
that. That'd be
not
like fucking
wrong,
too
but-
hard for anyone really.
Let's do it right here then.
Feels like I can
Give me
do
your
it
right
in my
arm as
opinion.
proof of your
Just need some
resolve.
time and compensation.
That's fine.
Yeah, but I feel like it'd be too.
We came here to
Because
save
it's just
lives.
hard because of their
One arm for that many
speeds.
people is still
Which
a
is
pretty
why I
big
think something
deal,
like
if you ask
Diablo
me.
or Path of Exile would be
Rahman,
better.
I'm holding up my end
Mainly
of the deal
because
here.
you could
better
have
not
your
let me
own
down.
play style. Where it's like different skill trees, different
Sure.
abilities, different weapons,
Go
different shit
ahead
like
and cut
that.
off her right arm.
And with Dust, it gets even better. Because Dust is an amazing concept. A material that you get that can do so many things. The limit would only be the game dev's imagination of what Dust can do. Because
You
Dust
don't have
can
to go this-
freeze,
That's not for
it can
you to
fire,
distort.
it can slow time, it can increase the user speed. It can make a person hit harder, have more defense. Dust is just basically the game's version of fuck it, I can do whatever the fuck I want. You know what I mean? Which is why I would prefer a Path of Exile or Diablo type thing for it. Why not mix both ideas? Ultra Kill and
Stop.
Diablo style. I don't know how it would work, but I think maybe it can. The thing is that with Ultra Kill, it'd be a lot more work to have like a Diablo style, Path of Exile style Ultra Kill.
What's wrong?
Because
Can't do it.
the amount of nuances it would take, because a big skill tree, like from even like a limited skill tree, would be hard to program for like Ultra
Flame
Kill
Bane, you and I
for
are
multiple
both
characters, let
desperate.
alone infinite amounts that
Cutting
people
up.
just make.
You've shown me that you're serious.
But like
Go on,
Diablo
I'll
on a
take
ship,
your
it'd be easier to do a Ruby game like that. I don't know. I feel like they could have done it. They just dropped the ball on it, which I feel like is just Rooster Teeth's motto for the past few years. We're Rooster Teeth. We dropped the ball. You know what I mean? Beyond all of that, I'm excited. I'm down for it. But I just hope Viz Media keeps Ruby. Rooster Teeth and Ruby need to be completely separate now.
I was
There
really
is no
counting-
home for Ruby at Rooster Teeth now. It is
And I
Ruby's
just have to hold
home,
my
but
claymore
it is
with my
no.
left
They have
arm.
no room for them now. Any attempt to get them
Okay,
back
I'm sorry.
would be
But some- Don't
catastrophic. I feel like,
Promise like that again.
because at that point it would have gone
I
from
can
Rooster
deal with
Teeth
the
to
likes
those
of them.
people. It went from Rooster Teeth only, then to the parent company that bought Rooster Teeth, then to Viz, then back to Rooster Teeth as an indie. That'd be
If it
too
came
complex
down
for
to it,
anyone. No matter how many
would
reboots
not
or whatever
lose to
happens,
them
it'd be
either.
too much for anybody to really grasp.
I don't doubt
Do you think
it,
they would make a
Simon,
new anime
but
style
this
show
is
Rooster
about
Teeth?
more
Oh,
than
I
even if we
guarantee
got-
it. I guarantee now that
sorry,
Bernie
dear.
Burns
I should
is
have
back at
stayed
the
quiet
head.
and
He
listened.
has some plans
I
on what to
should have
do
trusted you.
because he's smart.
okay.
He's
I
a smart
promised you
businessman.
I'd help
He
find-
Whatever it
knows
takes.
what made Ruby
You just
popular
might be.
Huh?
because when
you
he
serious?
The
sold it
Airmets once
off,
said that I was
it was
I
at
feel
its
like he's
peak,
using his
and now
praise for
he
me
and now
as an
he's
excuse
bought
to
it
brag
back
about himself.
at its bottom. You know what I
Okay,
mean? At
let's get
at
moving.
rock bottom.
We-
So he knows what made it successful. He knows that the main three things were just the IRL things, like the podcast, drinking, all that shit, shenanigans, immersion. That's what made it popular. Then there was also the gaming side and Achievement Hunter, which is super popular, and then finally the animation style, not the animation style, but the animation company, not company side. That's what it was. That's what made it popular. He knows that that's what made it popular. So I guarantee he's got a new animation coming up. Whether it's like an anime or one like Camp Camp or No Man at Nowhere or even Genlock, I cannot tell you. But I guarantee he will have animations. Other ones should make it a Ruby. I really like Ruby idea, but replacing genre make it ironically make it rip offy. It would. They could still do fantasy, future, even future fantasy, which is Ruby. I feel like Ruby fits very comfortably in like a fantasy sci-fi section. They could even do that. They would just have to make it different enough from any past projects. Because if they don't, it would degrade it, like you said, because it would just feel like you're trying to bring back Ruby. It would make them seem desperate and make it seem like, hey, remember us? We made Ruby. This is basically
we have
Ruby,
everyone
but
here.
we don't own it
I'll
anymore.
watch from a safe distance.
Okay.
They just need to put
Dia,
everything in the
Wait.
past, I feel like.
What's the matter?
Even
I
if I
heard that
do
you-
want to see like Nomad of Nowhere come back, I don't think they should. I think they should keep all of it in the past. Because that's not them anymore. That's not them. Was it once them? Yes, it was. It was once them. But it's not anymore. You have to, like, in the words of Handsome Jack, you gotta break it down to build it back up. You gotta get rid of all of the old shit. Break it down. What made it successful? And then build it back up in a new version. Sometimes the new ones are better. The old ones are better at performing. Exactly. No Matter Nowhere was an amazing show, and I'm sad it got canceled, and I'm sad it definitely will never get to see the light of day again. No matter how much I would wish to see it, they just have to get rid of everything. Start completely fresh. No old shit. No matter how much people ask for it, just say, sorry, we're not doing it. Because if you do, then they expect other things to come back too. It's also an expectation thing. Because if they bring back, say, Camp Camp and fucking not Camp, they bring back Red vs. Blue, No Matter Nowhere, they bring back all of those, people will expect other shows that they used to do to come back. They expect Ruby to come back. They expect Camp Camp to come back. You know what I mean? A show that got canceled out and sometimes gives me weeks of energy for a reason. I can't finish that. I hate when I find out a show that I'm watching doesn't have an end to it. Because then I don't finish it typically. Like, I watched High School of the Dead without knowing anything about it. Just saw it and went, this looks interesting. Watched it. I never watched the final episode because I figured out there was no final season. It got canned. So I just stopped watching it. Watched all of it. Hours. Going to the season finale. Super excited for it. Didn't watch it. I couldn't. You know why? Because it left on a cliffhanger. And I know it did. So, I just didn't want to watch it. Why be left on a permanent cliffhanger when I could leave myself on a cliffhanger that I could finish at any time? I'm not going to, but I could. You know what I mean? It just sucks when good shows get canceled. It sucks a lot. But hey, that's life, I guess. But yeah, those are all of my thoughts on Ruby, Viz, and Rooster Teeth. I wish them all the luck, and I'm excited for them. What I also want to look forward to is Glitch. Because like I said, I've been trying to watch Infinity Train, but I heard a whole can of worms happen, and it's scared to watch it. Legitimately, I would want to watch that too, but I know it got canceled. I know it got canceled because I remember the outrage from people when it got canceled. I remember not ever hearing about it. Well, not never hearing about it. I remember hearing about it every now and again, but then when it got canceled, people erupted. Because apparently it was a very successful, good show that just got canceled for virtually no reason. I think the company was just trying to cut things off, so they just went, fuck it, this will get cut off. And it pissed everybody off. I don't want to fight you, fuck off. Wouldn't Mona just turn into, like, wet sand in this area? She turns her body into completely water. But yeah, it's like that. The one thing, well, like I say, oh yeah, Glitch. I want to pay close attention to Glitch, Vizipop, and fucking any other indie studio in the meantime. When I say indie, Hazard Hotel is no longer indie. I mean, well, I guess Vizipop is, but it's not Hazard Hotel. But this is the second one. And look for any indie shows that come out. Because I feel like right now, the best shows that are coming out are fucking YouTube fucking animation series. Because after like fucking Hazard Hotel reopened the doors, there was fucking Murder Drones. There was fucking what's it called? Not Amazing Little Circus, and there was fucking Laddie Cats. And there was Hell of a Boss. You know what I mean? Those are what I'm really looking forward to. What the fuck is this? I would love to do that game. However, I can't. I can't do it. Why? Simple. I gotta complete this anyways. Have you seen Pieces of Powder yet? It's animation on YouTube currently this season. Pieces of Powder. I have not. Hold up. Actually, maybe I have. Let me check. I'm not sure. I have not. Koru. Why does that name sound familiar? But yeah, I have not.
Scry the sky.
But yeah, I feel like those are the main things to look out for because I like Hell of a Boss. I love Hazard Hotel. When that show came out, I had very low standards because of all the drama I was constantly hearing about. And I was like, okay, great. The pilot was amazing, but the show itself can be complete ass. And I'm not gonna lie to you. Was the first season very short? Yes. Yes, it was. That was not up to them, though. That was not up to fucking them. That was Amazon, because Amazon doesn't want to put too much stock into something before they know it's going to be a success. So, I understand why the first season felt really rushed. However, I never knew I could love a Broadway-type animated show in my life before it has a hotel. I did not know I needed virtually most of the show to just be singing. Because those songs stuck with me and so many others. Because, again, on Instagram, when they was getting their fucking 2024 Spotify recaps, I saw so many were just like, bro, my whole Spotify just fucking has been Hotel songs. And Hello Boss songs. Some of the Hello Boss songs are fucking bangers. You Will Be Okay has to be my favorite, though. But yeah. That show, Hazard Hotel, pleasantly surprised me by a lot. I was expecting complete garbage when I walked in there, and I loved it. I loved it entirely. I don't care what it says. I loved the show. And Hello Boss 2, watch it semi-frequently. I typically come back when there's a few episodes to binge, but still. Hazbin was okay, at least in my personal opinion. I can see why a lot of people like it. I just don't know why there's a whole clusterfuck of drama about an indie show like Busy Pop did in EPD. I saw the drama. I think luckily it's all over now. What the end conclusion was, I'm not sure. I wasn't listening to it. But I do like it. I like the show a lot. Hello Boss, I'm a fan of. Not much as Hazbin Hotel, but I still like the show. I'll watch it every now and again. I'll typically come back to it when it has, like, you know, a few episodes to binge. But beyond that, Amazing Digital Circus, love it. I think it's really good. Murder Drones, haven't seen it, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. I should definitely watch it sometime soon. Laddie Cats, heard a lot of good things about it again, still have not watched it. I put it into my recommend. Okay. Something I do that I should stop doing is when I see something I want to watch on YouTube, I won't use the handy-dandy YouTube feature where it's like, oh, put in the watch later section. I won't do that. I'll click on the video so that's in my history, and then I'll just hope that one day I go back and find it. Unless it was the Music Circus Murder Drones, just wait until the whole scene and both are done. I know Murder Drones is done. I believe the entire Murder Drones series is done. The entire series. I think. That is just me going based off of what I vaguely heard about it. So it's not a guarantee. It's just a pretty sure. Which is why I want to watch it. Because I'm like, it's done. Really cool. It's not a plan for a binge watch. Yep.
Huh. They got here before.
At least I think it is over.
Is it because Paimon?
Is everything ready?
So yeah, I'm looking for
Absolutely.
what Glitch is coming
Although,
out with. I want to watch Laddie
you
Cats.
brought
And there's
fewer
also this
people.
other fucking, like,
Bring him over.
pirate show that I wanted to watch. Where it was like Luck of the Sea or something like that. I
Come on.
forget.
I've always thought of you as a man.
A
of
Murder
his
Drone
word.
watch party
What's
machine would
a
be
one
cool.
for one? Let
Maybe.
me put it this way. Agreeing to any kind of deal with the Dendro Archon's people is all.
Shut the fuck up, old man. Also, y'all, this is why,
You
like,
stay right
it's
there.
kind of hard to play Genshin. So I've been talking this entire time, but on the screen itself, nothing super interesting has been happening unless you love Genshin more. There's no challenge, just dialogue and cutscenes. Excuse me. But yeah. I'm excited for all that stuff,
What do you think you're doing?
and I'm ready to get into a new series, a new online series.
Don't you see this
I'm
blade
ready,
here?
and I'm waiting for it.
You coward! Why are your hands shaking? Wait a second! It's a earthquake!
Nah. That is not an earthquake. That is a fucking... That is a sand pit. That man is going to die. Yes, yes, yes. Come along, come along. Thank God that's done. I keep saying it, but a skip button would go miles in this game. It would. It'd be fucking amazing. But yeah, who knows? Maybe I'll fucking do a little thing. Actually, hold up. I can see something.
Ugh, this day's going just great.
I want to check out how long every Murder Drones season is. Not season, but episodes are. They're about 20 minutes, 30 minutes on average. There's only 8 episodes in that series? Okay, cool. I feel like I could do that.
The
Like,
sand
after
dunes, I
every
saw an energy
fucking-
field. It
after,
glowed
like, a
green
stream.
potential.
I end up the stream by doing one reaction to a show.
Just like you said.
That'd be nice. The story of Genshin is not really bad. It feels like it's dragged.
Dendro Arc.
It drags, however, you also need to know a lot. Because of every new character Genshin adds to be playable in the banners, they add story and lore to them. So it's like, oh yeah, look at this! Now here's a bunch of new lore and side lore. So you gotta know so many people, so many names, so many organizations, that after a while it becomes so like, it becomes overloaded. It's like learning all the Skyrim lore. You get to learn about every person, many organizations, because they also cross over in the weirdest ways sometimes.
Indeed.
And it's like, what the fuck am I looking at sometimes too?
I'll just let them lay.
Yes, yes, yes. Perfect. This one was actually structured. This is structured too. I just hate lore. They want fire and ice, and I have one. Take it or leave it, game. I have 2 good characters. Take it or leave it. Is this the end? I forget. No, this is not the end. Because I know the end, you go to a factory and fight fucking that wind femboy. The femboy puppet. And his little god armor. Who's they could pull like a FNAF lore. That would... I would prefer that, actually. I'm not gonna lie to you. Because then there would not be any long cutscenes, no long dialogue segments. It would just be simply in the background. If you want to learn about it.
There's nothing.
It does seem.
You know what I mean? I would rather that. Because then it'd be fun to seek it out. Alright, what's this puzzle? Hold up. Is there a paper around here or it's gonna get? Oh no! They just glow when they... Oh my god. They all have to glow. Yep. Okay, those 2 are good. When I change this, it rotates them all. Oh, that's gotta do this. Okay, it's easy. Need to rewatch FNAF's first thing. That is so much fucking knowledge. Props to MapPad for doing all that. I could not. Going through that much game lore, I'd rather just die. I'm not gonna lie to you. I could not do it. But yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea to have it be like, you know, after every stream, there's a little reaction thing at the end. Where I could also, you know, maybe do a little bit of reaction content on my channel. I mean, it helped. At least, like, you know, indie things. Not indie things. Not like, no fucking big things. I couldn't do Hassan Hotel or shit like that. But I would do, like, fucking, probably Hell of a Boss. Maybe, like, fucking Murder Drones. Laddie Cats. Because, like I said, there's so many good ones that I have not watched. That are very much, you know... nice. Very nice. You know what I mean? Also, it'd be nice to get other people's, you know, like, what their thoughts on it are. Compared to mine. I don't know, what could I say? I would enjoy that. Alright, what is this? Oh, puzzle time. Is it a maze? I mean, I got the chest. What the fuck does this mean? Be neat. Most VTubers I know also do sometimes, but in Discord. Yeah. For more copyrighted ones, I could do it in Discord. I can just stream it. Oh, wait. Hold up. Move you. How the fuck do I move these? I think you would be able to do merge and switch. Dude, anything that's on YouTube, basically, you can do as long as it's not owned by, like, a big company. You know what I mean? Okay, this is fucking weird. What the fuck? Okay, when I do that, I can't push anything this way, so I should go here. And I should push something. What the fuck do you want from me? Oh! I'm an idiot. That's what's happening. Ah, yes, I'm stupid. That makes sense. I was about to say, what the fuck is happening? The lore wasn't actually structured in FNAF 1 3. Scott just came over the OCBS became structured on 4, right? That I did know. I did know that it was not structured from the start. Which is pretty fucking cool when you think about it. He just made that shit up on the fly, basically, as time went on. That would be so hard to do. Like, if it's planned from the start, it's like, okay, that's nice lore. The fact that it was, like, fucking basically freestyled is mad impressive. Mad impressive. You know what I mean? Oh, wow. Scary mushrooms.
You're in for a little shock.
Big, scary mushrooms. Get the fuck off me, bitch. Yes, yes, come on, come on, come on, come on. Die, motherfuckers, die. Piss off, you dick tip dinosaur. There we go. Did I not have to stop here? Because I'm not going to lie to you, game. Oh, no, I did. We'll descend to the ground, get on top of it first, ascending again to reach the dome. Alright. So we gotta just do a quick little hop swap. Activate elevator. And then activate elevator again. Boom, on top. But yeah, FNAF lore is very impressive. Could I understand any of that shit? Not really. I kind of stopped paying attention after the third game. Mainly because I guess I just grew up a little bit too much for it. Because after the third game, I really stopped watching it. Like, I know it's a big part of internet culture at this point now. It's fucking humongous. But I just couldn't anymore. I just felt so, like...
Blitz.
Not like the same thing, but I feel like I could not, nor did I want to continue watching or playing it. It just wasn't that... I don't know, it just wasn't... How did I put this? I guess the best word is I got tired of the fucking look here, security guard here type things, you know what I mean? Like, I watch the map pad videos every now and again, but more like as background noise and actually being like, oh, what's the latest FNAF lore dump? Because I could not really care about it. I just have a FNAF phase every few months. Hello, hello, demon. But yeah, good for you having a FNAF phase. Alright, more puzzles. I got this. The fuck? How? Everybody's actually saying some game lines. Good to know. How the fuck? Oh, I'm fucking stupid. Turn off you. No, hold up. Imagine energy to play Genshin. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. I love your content. I'm an artist and I love to collaborate on Genshin. Let's listen to this exact jaws. Shit, dog. My Discord's in the fucking about section on my channel. It's right there. If you want to, go ahead. Thank you. But yeah, like I was saying, Demon. Imagine Genshin. Honestly, today hasn't been that bad at all when it comes to Genshin. Mainly because I've kind of been just talking to chat a lot. I was talking to Snowy earlier. Then it was just a lot of Crying Rock talking about fucking Breakcore. Then it was about X and fucking TV about fucking indie animation. It was good times. Very good times. made the thing go by really quickly, actually, the day. Because, thankfully, I could do something besides Genshin. Because I'm not going to lie to you, we did the event pretty quickly. Beyond this, I have no clue what's happening. Beyond the event, no clue. All I know is I took a bath with the
There's so much
boys.
vegetation here.
I need to do homework.
Different
That's
than
cool,
what I
yep.
expected.
Womp womp. Like, I know for a fact I had a fucking... I went to take a bath with the boys, my homies, my home skillets. I saw their fucking... I saw Toma, the dog boy, and Ito's massive schlongs. I haven't do the homework. Like, this thing is overdue. Is it that important? That's typically a question most people ask if they want to do homework or not. Is like, how important is this? Like, is this my grade gonna drop that much if I don't do it? Like, kinda. How much would your grade drop, percent-wise, if you were to not turn it in, like, entirely, percent-wise? There we go. I'm back with my pig blood
Wait.
stew. 20 seconds late, sorry.
What's that?
It's like taking my grade a decent bit right now. Oh, so you see your grade right now. Oh, so since it's overdue, it's a 0 right now, right? So you can see just how bad it is. Is it like taking your grade by like a whole letter grade? Or is it by like 8%?
Here lies his wisdom is a...
You can read ancient...
Of course. Every student needs to...
He's not serious, right?
Is Demon failing school? Not really. They decided to want to do a piece of homework or not. So I was like, hey, is it that important? And they now know how important it is. But yeah, we were just talking about how it'd be a cool idea if after every stream, after every gaming segment of the stream, I do a quick little react segment where I react to different shows or like animation things on YouTube. Like we were talking about murder drones, digital circus, all that shit.
Yes.
And how it'd be kind of cool to just watch it with each other as we all go, because me and X are like, yeah, I want to watch murder drones, but haven't watched it all yet. I'm like, oh yeah, let's do it. Take like maybe I don't know. 7% is a decent chunk, but it's not. I'm gonna mute this for y'all because
but so too can
it's fucking loud and no one wants to hear that. But yeah. Sorry, 7 is a lot. 7 is not that much. Because let's see. 60 to 70, that's a D. It's almost... Oh, whoa, that is a lot more than I thought it was. Because 60 to 70 is a D, 70 to 80 is a C, 80 to 90 is a B, 90 up is a 10. Well, my nerdy brain thinks so. Actually, Demon, that's a lot. Depending on where your school is, but it's a 0 right now. So, is there a limit to when you could fucking turn it in? Or is it just like, you know... Holy shit, my fucking character's happy. I forgot about that. So not really. This proof is pretty chill. Oh, then just do it later. Where the fuck is it? There we go. Sorry, we got a follower earlier and it made my character happy and I forgot she just never stops being happy. This purpose should chill. The hard decision, the hard deadlines is the midterms. Oh, then just don't do it today and do it tomorrow. Because if it's dropping it down 7 points right now, even if they take off like 20% from the fucking thing, if you turn it in late, even if like that much, as long as you do decent on it, it'll maybe drop your grade down like maybe 3%. Sorry, I thought I heard someone yell my name. I'm like, oh fuck, am I being too loud for my family at night? Excuse Excuse me. There we go. I really miss no homework demon era. There was no homework demon era. She was just they were just in high school and didn't care about homework really. Now they're in college where there are actual expectations to keep up shit like scholarships. They've always had homework. You know what I mean? Yeah, they always had homework, dog. Yeah, I kind of got a scholarship on the line right now. It's fine. I'm pretty sure you can have it be a low for a little while. Not to mention, as long as you do well on tests and shit in school, homework doesn't really matter, y'all. For fun fact to all the kids out there. Homework is only like, I want to say maybe even 15% of your total grade for most classes in most schools. That's the whole year. Most of them are like tests, pop quizzes, projects, and the midterm and finals. That's it. Those are the most important ones. So that's that might change depending on how the doctor AP goes tomorrow. Oh, you got for your concussion? Just lie. No. Physical. Did you lose your feet again in a tragic skating accident where someone skated over your legs? For stomach problems. You always have stomach problems, to be fair, and it never stopped you from playing hockey. I'm pretty sure it would not stop you either now. They've been going on for a month. You have a parasite in your worm. You got a parasite in your body. Stop. Yeah, shut the fuck up. That's concerning. Something like that. You got 13 parasites in you that are eating your organs. And I'm pretty sure that still would not stop you from playing hockey. But yeah, all of that shit. Ah. Alright, cool. Can we now... I think we're almost done with Sumeru now, I'm not gonna lie to you. We can go here, hit up this waypoint, then go there. Hence the docking point next, yup. Alright, let's go. I think we're... Hopefully, I can beat Sumeru today. I don't have a lot of time left. I have like an hour left. I want to try and beat all of Sumeru just right now. Get it completely done and be over with it. Next time we hear, we're in fucking Fontaine. Hopefully. Because I'm not going to lie to you, I am tired of Sumeru. There is no one here I really like. Inazuma wasn't that great, but Sumeru is way worse. Because Inazuma had like Yoima in it. And they had fucking that. And then Fontaine has Farinia in it. And she's a big part of it. Demon will become a monster from the parasite. Yeah, you know it. It's like a face hugger. Yeah, it's like a xenomorph inside of them right now. Oh my god, this thing is down here. Look at this. It's down here, but when you're at an actual normal side, it looks like it's on the fucking... That's fucking stupid game. We should have gone here and followed the road. That is so dumb, game. We need to follow this road. That is such bullshit. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really hate that. Psyching me out for fucking nothing. Follow the path, me. Ignore all the dead people and shit. Fuck, after talking to a mic. Speaking of Xenomorph, you fucked one recently or what? And also, what a weird conversation fucking topic, Demon. Speaking of Xenomorphs, things that kill you, not Demon, but fucking the mic. What mic? BRB. I have a fanboy friend that ships Xenomorphs and Venom for whatever reason. I'm pretty sure they have had experiences together, like canonically. Because I know, like, the Avengers went up against Xenomorphs one time. And I think they lost against them. Fuck off. Thank you. But yeah, I know they fought at one point. I'm not sure who won. I think it was the Xenomorphs. I also know the Predator fucking fought Wolverine one time because he wanted his skeleton as a trophy. His adamantium, not vibranium, adamantium skeleton. Vibranium is Black Panther's armor and fucking Deadpool's blades and fucking Cap's shield. Big brain. Yeah, I'm a fucking nerd. I'm a dork. There we go. Get my fat ass up there. Not your barber. Stop showing me your fucking badonkadonk. There we go. I gotta go over here, and there should be a path that leads you. Maybe this is like an adult toy for me. Well, yeah, kind of. Actually, no. Vibranium is the opposite of an adult toy because it takes away all vibrations. I forgot. For a second, I'm like, oh yeah, it is 'cause it vibrates a lot. No, it does the complete opposite. Vibranium takes away vibrations. It nullifies them. Well, actually, kind of point, it absorbs them. It absorbs kinetic energy. Very well. However, if Marvel was smart, they would make a sex toy called the Vibranium Vibrator. I'm just saying. That would do fucking insanely well as a sex toy. But no, Disney was want to hurt their fan family by introducing porn to it, like a pussy. Think about it. Think about how fast Minnie Mouse fleshlight would sell for, or better yet, Goofy fleshlight would sell for. Think about it. Put that in the back of your brain. Just think about it for a little while. Absorb it. What would that look like? What would that feel like? What would it taste like? There we go. Look at that. Hello, good sir. I'm here to talk to you. How would you be interested in a vibranium vibrator? Yes. Yes. Thanks for giving me images, right? You're welcome. I'm here to implant myself into your brains and make a nice cozy nest for myself inside your craniums. Yes. Come on. I'm tired of these. I hope after this quest, and I think no. I was about to say, I think after this quest, I gotta go to Fontaine. No, after this quest, I had to go and do a fucking Wanderers thing. We're definitely over the halfway point. I want to say the bad dream thing was the halfway point. I think we're now finishing the third act out of 4. We're about to enter the last one, I think. This reminds me of that time some random dude jerked off at a Disney ride 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I'm pretty sure it happens every day. That guy was just caught. Yep. Go on. It's easy. There were kids. Yeah. That shit happens every day, I guarantee you. It's just they haven't gotten caught yet. You can thank Raiden Shogun for that. Why not in a restroom at least? Where's the thrill in that? Don't you want to fucking bust a nut while going down Splash Mountain? Come on. I'm just saying though, to these people listening, creating a god has never gone well in any scenario. Never have humans created a god and it went well. I mean, unless I busted. Fucking disgusting. You got dead balls. Go on. Okay. But like I said, creating a god has never gone well. Not a single time has that shit actually worked in favor of the people. I took the wrong path. I was supposed to go down this road, get this, and then go down here. But apparently I went here, here, and then just jumped down. Interesting. Very interesting game. But creating a god never works. There's always some human error in the god. And it's not good for anybody. We're about to see that. But thankfully, this tells me we're almost done. Because I'm pretty sure all we do now is we go and fight Skara. We have to go and... Actually, we may have to do a couple more things. But I have like 40 minutes left-ish before I gotta go. So it's like, I want to try and speedrun this. But you can't speedrun it because there's no skip buttons. On the Queen of Gods, they could be very solve a lot of extra problems. What if the god causes more problems? How do you know the god won't turn on you once they become a god? How do you know the god would even want to help humanity? How do you know you even created a god that could solve your problems? What if he couldn't? Then you just created a god for nothing. There we go. Come on. Wawa has a skip button. After all these updates, why can't Genshin put one? Just a simple skip button. It would make everybody so happy. You know how long your fucking story is, dog? There's like 17 hours just of dialogue in it. In the first 3 regions. Can I 10 pull? We're actually really close to 10 pulling. Let me grab all of these. Any more? No. 10 pull. We're like 100 away. If you turn into a god, would you destroy the earth? I don't know. I feel like no. We can do a 10 pull now. I feel like no smart person would make me any sort of rank and power of pure power. Not like political power. I mean pure power. Because I am very, 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 very kind of, how do I put it, finicky. I would either be so kind to humanity or so fucking destructive towards it. There's no in between. I either be humanity's great destined savior or the thing that destroys it. No in between. And I feel like the only way I'd benefit humanity is by just lightly helping them. You know what I mean? We're like you would enslave the earth and have femboys and up to your 60 eyes. Nah, I don't know. Because think about it. If you became a god, no traditional human morals apply to you anymore. You are above humanity. You are above their petty laws, their wars. Because when you think about it, from a god's point of view, something as devastating as the entirety of World War II would look like a bunch of toddlers fighting over a toy to them. You know what I mean? Like, you will be so above humanity that it will be hard to not just look down on them as something less than you. Like ants. Makes sense, yep. You're just too powerful at that point. You're too strong. Like, I feel like the best way for a god to help humanity is to not. Simple. If there's an outside threat that they have no hope of beating, like say a meteorite is coming to Earth, and it's about to crash and they have no way to stop it, you stop it. Nature develops spontaneously and naturally a disease that would wipe them all out, you solve that. But anything that like is made by humans, you don't touch. If they made a virus that kills themselves off, you don't touch it because that was their mistake. but would you still feel empathy, right, since you were once human? It depends. It fully depends on the person. I feel like some people would have it, others would let it go really quickly. Because as a god, empathy is kind of bad. Because if you have empathy, you want to help everybody. The problem is, you can help everybody. My essence of why is that a problem? Simple. If you just solve every human fucking problem, they never grow. They become stagnant, too reliant on you. I have spoken to Mike. What were you saying? I'm back. Welcome back. We're talking about the moral quandaries of being a god. I'd be like, long become even. Not even that. The best way to just help humanity is interact as little with them as possible. Come back every now and again to assure them that someone is watching over them and helping them. But don't make most of your actions public. You know what I mean? That'd be the best way for a god to interact with humanity. Make it so that, hell, actually, make it so that people don't even know if you exist or not. That'd be the best option. The best way to act as God is to make the world a better place without people really knowing you did a thing at all. You know what I mean? I guess. What was that? It was I remember a quote. It's saying along the lines of like, if you are a proper God, your subjects will not even know if you did anything at all. Because help them too much, they become reliant on you. Don't help enough, you're too distant. They forget about you, they stop believing in you. If you become a god where you can manifest hell taking universe transforming there, depends on what limitation a god has. Because I thought about this. God, right? He's in charge of heaven and whatnot. Satan, devil, Lucifer, the old scratch, Beelzebub, what do you want to call them? They rule hell. So, if God died, what would go with him? Like, is everything he made after, like, heaven, which is an infinite paradise, basically, which is virtually impossible, only a god could do? Like, if you killed God, no one's strong enough to replace him. So would heaven then become finite? Like, would it, you know what I mean? Or is heaven equal to power to God, in which case it can keep manifesting more shit itself by itself infinitely? Because in which case, then heaven would be a god. You know what I mean? Which is it? Does God make the rooms, make it infinite himself, or does heaven itself make itself infinite? It makes you think, huh? When you really start thinking about a lot of religions, it's like, huh? It's the ultra kill lore. When a god dies, it just slowly kills the heavens. That makes sense because if it's infinite, it's probably just using God as like a double A battery. You know what I mean? Which would be weird. Imagine our whole universe just slowly dying because one entity in it died. And that one entity was the sole power source for everything. Like, imagine it. Imagine God died tomorrow, and the basic fundamental essence of reality slowly started to unravel because he is no longer there. Imagine if that was the case. I honestly prefer the like pantheon gods than one god because I think it's a lot better of a system when there's more than one god for different things. You know what I mean? Not as much pressure on one creature. Also, I feel like it helps more because there's power dynamics. You're less likely to become a mad god if there's other gods that do like humanity. You know what I mean? To the Skyrim's world, this day where the whole world is Skyrim and Steven G, Steven God. That's also Cthulhu. And I know in Bloodborne, I believe the lore is humans power the universe, essentially. And by you beating the game, you only continue a cycle of suffering. And if you were to end the cycle, the world just ends. You know what I mean? I'm not sure on that though. But yes, I think I would like to be a pantheon god. You know what I mean? I would rather be all powerful over one element than over everything. Because if you control everything, I feel like that's too much power for any creature or entity to, use properly. There's just too much. If you do everything, you have to be in charge of everything. Something goes wrong, it's always your fault. You know what I mean? If you just say the god of like death, if something bad happens to like fucking the sky, that's not on you to fix. That's on the sky god to fix. Now then, the question is, what would you guys as god? What would your god be? If you were a god, what element or fundamental part of reality would you want to be a god of? Personally, I would want to be a god of time. That'd be hold up. I want to read what X just said, but I can't get there because my shit's fucking. There we go. Sorry, my Twitch just somewhat crashed. I want to read that. Hold up. I don't know what really. I wonder what reality would look like if it was a Supremo Power God. You're probably really bad, not gonna lie. Like a Thanos 2 type of thing. Oh, not a Thanos. That is Thanatos. Thanatos, not Thanos. Thanatos is a cool one. I think gods of death are super fascinating because they're seen in a lot of different ways. The entity of death. Some see them as in some death is purely responsible for what lives and what dies. Meanwhile, in other ones, death does not decide who lives and who dies. They can kill people and creatures, yes, but they're more of a just, someone that comes to collect you. Their job is to collect you once you die. You know what I mean? I think gods of death are super cool. You know what I mean? Only God of love. God of love is like a very okay. God of love gets tricky when dealing with humans, or I guess it could be like okay, but like in one entity. Who the fuck is Okay, Karis. That'd be Karis, I think. But okay, God of love sounds easy, but I feel like that shit will be so unfathomably hard. Because hear me out. Hear me out. A god of love. What is that? You are the supreme entity of love. X, what flavor? Exactly. Like, what flavor of every spectrum? And like, after your arrows. Sorry, because I had to breathe really weird there for a second. Because, like, the concept of love is subjective between cultures, generations, even people, down to different people. Because some think monogamy relationships are bad and people should just date everybody. You know what I mean? Like the common argument of humans were not made to be tied down to one person. Others think, you know, only it should be only monogamous. And of course, people in the middle who are like both are fine, but of course, people on either side who are like only monogamy, only polygamy. You know what I mean? And then some think there should be no no polygamy, no monogamy, just anyone and anywhere at any time you want. No like connection to just one group of people or one person or one section of area, you know what I mean? Just everybody. No limits. No connections, just anybody. Which is why God of Love be very kind of like, hard. Because like, where do you draw the line? Are you the God of love? The tell all of what is love? Because if that's the case, then what are these people feeling that they think is love? Or is it that love is just an entity that you could just bring into people? Like you can make someone fall in love. You know what I mean? It's interesting because love seems like an easy job, but it'd probably be one of the hardest jobs in our time right now. Also, like, what's an appropriate punishment for people that quote break love? Like someone say in like okay, hey, like let's say someone in the monogamous relationship and one cheats. That's like a complete spit into the face of love, or is it because what if they love the other person more? I feel like an interesting love god concept would be would a god of love who experiences no love whatsoever. Yep. Those when two people like each other and do things together, they would like, I have no limits, even if it involves killing. That's the thing though. You say two people. Some people think it's more than one people. Some people think it's like a group of people that come together. Something is just anybody. You know what I mean? Where do you, as a love god, content what is and isn't love? Because clearly people will look to you as the supreme deity of what is and what isn't love. You know what I mean? Because, like, in your eyes, which is two people, is then polygamy not love? And then also, what if it's a monogamous relationship with someone cheats, but they love the other person more? Is that a spit in the face to love? Or is that a spit, or is that like the greatest expression to love? Like, what would cheating be? Because cheating is liking someone more than your current partner. Sorry, cheating is loving someone more than your current partner. So would that be a spit in the face to love, or would that be the ultimate expression of love, that you love someone so much that you're willing to hurt someone else that you love? I feel like loving people and liking people are different things. Exactly. Because a classic that happens in relationship when someone cheats is like, I just love them more. You know what I mean? I love both of you. Like is superficial where love is deeper. Yeah, but like someone who cheats could love the person they're cheating with and want to start a life with them. It happens all the time. So I think my point of view is like what would that be? Because they are cheating on someone they're in love with, but it's for someone they're more in love with. I feel like love gotta be so complex that things that we think would be hard, like time, death, all those would be really easy jobs. Because time is just you're in charge of making sure things happen at a certain point. Scratch the people. Love is when people love each other, whether emotionally or emotionally. That's fair. Hold up. Love is when people love each other emotionally desirably. When someone cheats or kills them because they're into it, I won't do anything. That's the god of moral responsibility. If they cheat, I mean, I guess that would be more of a case of a moral god or a god of loyalty or like honesty or something. Which is why it's good to have more than one god. Just one singular topic that is abstract like love is more than enough for just one god to handle. Imagine handling love and everything else. Imagine handling love, morals, loyalty, honesty, fairness, compassion. Would you differentiate sexual attraction from romantic love? I feel like yes. One is sexual attraction, one is lust, and what is love. However, that's also another problem because some see lust and would be a gospel attraction or just love. That's the problem. Like, where does it stop? Because you can have the same at the same time. You can have one without the other, and you can have one that cheats on the other. You know what I mean? Because some people see lust as the opposite of love, while others see lust and love as the same thing. That's what I'm saying. Pantheon gods have it made. Having all of this to one person is too much. It's too much for anybody, any entity. Because it's like there's just too much nuance. It's just single topics. You know what I mean? Love is just a basic concept to most people, or like on paper it is. But when you get down to it, what the fuck would a god of love do? What would their word be law on what is love? And if so, would nothing else matter, even if it does feel like love? Maybe I'm more of a god of lust than love than I think about it. It's the same problems. Lust is the same problems because lust you're gonna get a bad name, I feel like. Because a lot of people would like associate lust with like infidelity. And if that's the case, would you reward infidelity if it's out of lust compared to love? Like what would that god's job what would that god be good to. So you got a sibling, a parent who's the god of love, and you're the god of lust. It'd be weird, right? Like, would the god of lust support cheating because you are choosing lust over love? Like, what would you do there? And if that's the case, you would just become the god of infidelity. You know what I mean? That's who you would be. I don't know. That's why I like thinking about it a lot. I like thinking God of lust brings pleasure, so they probably not mind cheating. Exactly. Like a God of lust would probably abhor cheating over a God of love, because a God of lust only cares about pleasure, where a God of love cares about an intricate bond between people. This is why the Greek pantheon has like 40 gods. Yeah, 400 gods. Because it's just too much. It's too much for one person. It makes like Poseidon look like he has the easiest job on the planet. What's your job? You control the ocean. Cool. What do I do with the ocean? Whatever the fuck you want. It is water. Whirlpool? Cool. Drown a ship? Cool. It is the ocean. You own this ocean. You own all water. To account for all this, God of Lust is more of a more worried of people being king shamed than a person cheating his 24th girlfriend. Yeah, they probably care more about you not releasing your lust on a person than they probably want you to cheat rather than not cheat. A god of lust. That's fair. Yeah, because the thing be like, what would gods of death and say time do, which is the opposite? Because demon wanted death, I wanted time, X wanted love. By comparison to love, death and time are very easy. Because death, you either the person killing things, or you're the person that's in charge of people once they die. Well, but I would be the god of all death. What does that entail? Because gods of death have different interpretations. Some, it's the god that comes and takes you once you die. Others, it's like Hades. They're just the god of anybody who has died in their domain. You know what I mean? In this case, in Hades, Hades is the god of Hades. You know what I mean? So would it be like you're like a god of death, like the Grim Reaper is a god of death, where you come and collect the dead, and you're like the ferryman to the afterlife? Or would you be like a god of death, like say Lucifer is a god of death, where you don't bring people to the underworld, or hell in this case, you're just in charge of them. Like in Greek mythology, there's multiple gods and types of death. Yeah. So you would just be the god of death of all the types of death gods. So you would be more like a Hades or Lucifer type of god. White side of the world dead? Yeah, at that point you'd be like a Lucifer, like a Hades type, where you just rule over all concepts of death and afterlife, in a sense. You don't collect them, you have people do that for you. You just kind of watch over them, in a sense. Which can either be really peaceful thing or a really like tormenting kind of thing, because it depends on what afterlife you have. Which I guess you would also probably be in charge of if you're the god of all death. No, I'd rather be the personification of death. When you're a god of the personification of death, it gets hard. Because at that point, you are nothing. You are merely a concept. Ruling over death is too much work. And I think about it, being the god of determination would be cool. Determinism will be pretty easy. Making people just be determined, but then at that point, it's like, well, if someone's really determined to kill somebody really good, that's only moral kanji. It's like, is it all just determination, or is it only good determination? But yeah, being just a concept of death is strange. Because at that point, what do you do? Are you the thing that kills them? Or are you the thing that just like, you are just, if you are alive, death is alive? You know what I mean? Because you are purely the concept of death. You don't kill people. You don't rule over them. You just exist. Your whole job is existing. Because if you die or stop existing, nothing in the world can no longer die. Like, I'd rather be death than ruler of death. No, I mean, I would literally make the outcome of everything in the universe. That kind of determinism. Oh, chance. Make the outcome of everything. Chance. The god of chance. God of luck. I feel like that's the god of luck, but more straightforward. But yeah, like I say, if you're just the concept of death, your one and only job is just to, ironically, as the god of death, your one job and most important job is to live. Because if you, the god of death, die, no one dies, which would be awful. People would still rot away to nothing more than skeletons, but they would not die. People would drown and sink to the bottom of the ocean and be nothing more than skeletons, but still be alive, constantly drowning in the dark ocean. Which is also strange how the god of death's one job is to live, and his one worst thing he can do is die. That'd be chill. It'd be chill for you, and it'd be chill for everybody until you died. The second you died, the universe, literal living hell. Everything that was once dead is now alive again. Because now that death is no longer there, you can't be dead. Someone who died at the beginning of time could, trillions of years later, come back to life. As what? Who knows? Maybe there'd be cosmic space dust, but they would still be there because they can no longer die. You cannot be dead if there is no death. How could they die, though, if they're the one that invented it? Maybe I mean like a freshly dead or the dead. Death to something to say to the dead. Oh, yeah, like you meet them when they're freshly dead. Like when personification than anything. Oh, you're... Okay. I keep saying the Grim Reaper because, well, he's the best example. There's the most versions of him around. But there are like that where he doesn't do anything. He's just there once you die, and that's his job. He might talk to you a little bit, but beyond that, he's just there to tell you that, hey, you are in fact dead. But yeah, also, X, how would the god of death die? How did the god of life come to life if there was no life before them? Same thing. You were created, and then that thing was created after you. You yourself create yourself. It's a paradox. Hence why you are a god. Gods don't follow the rules. They don't have to. They're gods. What would need to make sense for us humans to do, they don't have to. Why? They are gods. The main thing of being a god is that the normal human understanding of the world no longer applies to you. Humans, we cannot fly by ourselves. Gods, they can do what they want. They can fly by themselves. No help needed, just their pure energy. Though Apollo is a god of healing, so if death dies, Apollo could just heal those that are aged, drowned, blown to everything. He could probably heal them back to a better time, like in their 20s. But he could not, like, you know. Wait, the fuck? Apollo's sole job then would just either be to let people wither away or bring them back to a point where they were young so they don't have to suffer. However, the workload would become more and more as nothing would die. No plants would die. No viruses would die. No trees, no nature, no animals, no bacteria would ever die. Life would become virtually immortal. So also, I thought, yeah, wasn't the god of Apollo the god of like song, and like he delivered a message for the gods? It wouldn't surprise me if he healed, but I thought he was messenger god and god of song. It's the god of music, light, prophecy, healing, and archery. That's from the Google's AI overview. I don't doubt it. Apollo was kind of like a jack of all trades, I feel like, when it came to gods. But yeah. I feel like he could do it, but think about it. Viruses never die. Unless a god touches you, your body is eternally riddled with viruses. constantly. And I guess when the god healed you, it would come back. You know what I mean? Well, I guess it's one of his lesser shits. I don't pay attention to. Yep. But yeah, if it's like Demon's thing where you are the god of essentially the essence of God that you were talking about earlier, you dying would mean hell for everybody. No ands or buts. Animal, plant, human, magical deity. Because it's the case for gods too. You cannot die as a god if there is no god of death to kill you. You know what I mean? So even the gods would probably feel it. Then again, it probably wouldn't affect them as bad because they could probably find some way to still permanently die. And they could also probably stay young and healthy for eternity. So death would not be on their mind anyways, basically. You know what I mean? What if we kill life to end everyone alive, regardless if they're suffering? You could do that. If we're dealing in the pure things of like God of life and God of death are purely concepts and them just being there is what creates those things, then yes. Then yes. You could kill all that are alive and suffering by killing them. It's essentially the thing of like, it's a balance. No life means only death. Actually, if you killed life, but there was only death, then that would mean yes. Slowly, everything would wither to nothing. But if there's life but no death, life continues until eventually the point where it becomes torture, because you never die. Which is why the whole balance thing of life and death. Without one, you have to take out the other one or bring the other one back to living. Because without both of them, it's hell. Either one, everything would just slowly decay. Two, nothing would ever stop. Crazy thing about it, yes. Would time God of gods time just yes, time would just stop. Nothing would move anymore. Literally everything would just freeze. The universe would be moving, stop. That's how the universe is for the rest of time. Guess what? There is no time. So that's just what the universe is now. It's just frozen. That's what happened before the God of time was created. There was no time. Exactly. So anything affected by time would stop. Essentially, think of it as you take a snapshot of the universe. That's all there is. There is no past. There is no future. There is only now. You are currently stuck in now because there is no time. With no time, you cannot go forward. You cannot go back. You are just here. You are just existing purely right now, which means nothing would ever happen. You would be stuck. 40, thank God. It is interesting to think about what would happen if certain deities left. Because without certain ones, it wouldn't be set. So in this version, gods literally manifestations of logic instead of them creating said logics. Only the gods can move and shit because the gods can. Exactly. The only thing that would not be affected by a god of this, in our sense, in this specific hypothetical for how gods work, if a god dies, what they are in control of and in charge of goes with them. God of time, no time. The only ones not affected are the gods themselves because they are beyond, the elements themselves. They're gods. They create themselves. So therefore, they are above everything. God of time, they can still move. You know why? They're gods. If I ever wanted to be a god, I would want a god equivalent to Minecraft creative mode. Don't want to deal with all the logic shit. Just create anything, go where you want, move time. That's just regular God. That's like Abrahamic God. That's the one God in charge of everything. You control love, you control time, space, even. God. What would happen if a god of space died? That would just destroy the universe. Because space is everything. We only call it space because we're on Earth. Or would it even be a worse hell, where everything but Earth disappeared? Earth is now the only thing in existence. Bring back the German flame estimate just for that place. Nope, nope. Yeah, just bring him back, just see what happens. Let's not do that. Why not, party pooper? Because there are certain gods where nothing would happen. Think about it. God of love goes away. That's not that bad. Love is gone, yes. That doesn't mean humans are gone, though. We would still be able to, breed. It'd be just only for pleasure. And then you'd have kids. You wouldn't love them. So they probably go into a system by the government where they're raised, housed, taught. It'd be a very robotic, pleasure-seeking world. But it would still move on. Everything would still work. Even if you take away lust, humanity would still work because we can just, have sex without lust or love, or even yet we can just have sperm and eggs made in labs. Like a god of love dying would just make the world a lot sadder of a place. It wouldn't destroy it. It wouldn't destroy the world, but it would just make it less fun. Yeah, I need lust. Dog, you don't understand. The god of lust is who I am. They are my chosen deity. I feel like also having multiple gods would just make the world more interesting because different gods would have different views on how to run things, which I think would keep everything very fresh. Because some gods would probably want humanity to be more like, strict, while others want to be more loose. Others want to be more present, while others more distant. You know what I mean? Some would answer prayers to themselves, others would not. I don't know. I think it's just the concept of gods is very fascinating. Skyrim has like 16 gods. Yep. Because every god would probably have different ways they would want to, run everything based on their thing. A god of love would probably want to be more present to Earth because they would probably love humanity. Meanwhile, a god of, say, war would want nothing more than have humanity go to war and kill themselves over and over again. A constant suffering battle. I was in a Pantheon for an OC world, and up with like 40 some gods. It's great, yeah. The concept of gods is fascinating because the best part about gods is they can follow any rules that you want them to. Humans, to an extent, are limited. Gods, they're endless. The term God comes with no boundaries, basically, except the ones that you make for them. You say, I want a Goth GF Eldritch God that could eat me, literally, at any moment. If it was an Eldritch God, wouldn't you not be able to look at it? Have fun with it, yeah. Because aren't Eldritch gods just gods from before the universe? You wouldn't even be able to tell she's goth. You would have to just trust her word, which was just... Actually, there would be no way for you to know if you have an Eldritch goth girlfriend. Her words would scramble your fucking mental state. Seeing her would destroy your mind. Everything she does would destroy your mind. As she exists before existence. I've listened to 6 Eldritch God ASMR to be ready to deal with the real thing. Okay, to be fair, if you could live and be the same at the rate, even if it caused you insane pain, I feel like listening to an Eldritch being talk would be very interesting. Because, like, imagine it. It will be like nothing you've ever heard or will ever hear again. It is something made of a purely non-existent existence. What they say is merely a concept that cannot be thought. Like, it would destroy you, but it'd be really cool to hear. You know what I mean? Which is why gods are great. Gods are limitless. They can do so much with a story. You know what I mean? That's why it's so cool to think about them. Well, if they manifest to something I can comprehend first, then I can live. The real question is, X, could they do that? If you are made up of shit that is non-existence, how would you transform into existence? You are literally making yourself into the anti of yourself. It'd be like matter trying to turn into antimatter. It would literally destroy you because it's you turning yourself into the complete opposite of what you are made of. It would be like a bee made of pure fire trying to be made of pure water. It would just kill them. They'd meet in the middle and then die. They might come back out as a different thing, but it wouldn't be the same creature. As it would be like trying to imagine a color. Exactly. It'd be like this. Imagine a fire creature would then cover themselves in water and then turn into another creature. That is not the same creature as it was before. That is no longer the person it was. That is not a fire creature. That's a new being. Because they turned themselves into something that they're completely not. Somewhere in the middle, they died and became something new. It may have the same memories, but it's not the same thing. That thing died and became something new. You know what I mean? Which also brings in more questions to gods. Like, if you are a god of, say, a god, and when you were created, that thing came into creation, or you're just in control of it. It was just there before you. Would you, like, would your powers shape who you are? Or would who you are shape what god you became? Like, let's say someone turned into the god of love. Were they the god of love because their personality in the void was appropriate for the god of love? Or would the power then shape who you are? Like, if you were just born and you're the god of love, you would tend to be more loving than other people. Power shape who you are. How do you know? How do you know they weren't predestined, made for the role? Because some gods are babies when they come out. Other gods are formed as fully formed humans, as like an adult in our eyes. So if you came into this world as a full-grown adult, knowing everything, why are you the god of who you are? You weren't raised to be that god. You are that god, and you have a personality when you come here. So does your personality dictate you, or do you dictate your power? They kind of poo-poo existence in the power and go with the power. I feel like it depends because certain gods don't. Like, I know in Greek mythology, all the gods were born. They were kids and they grew up to be adults in our eyes, and that's where they stopped grow. And that's where they stopped because they had the golden apples to keep them young. Meanwhile, in other ones, I want to say Egyptian, but I'm not sure. The gods just exist. They came that way. I'm not sure on that fact. I could be wrong, but I think that is how it goes. You know what I mean? Like, it's a moral quandary of who dictates who. Does the power dictate personality or personality power? And if that's the case, what if the god of, say, love changed their personality? Would their power also change to be like, say, the god of, like, war? If they really started to be hateful instead of loving? Could they transform into the god of war and then they lose the powers of love but then go to war? Or maybe the concept of beginning and end doesn't exist. It's only a human concept, so for our particular gods to exist. Yeah. Probably not. So would they just be like their personality no longer shapes their power? Could their power shape their personality, but the personality has no effect on the power? Because if the power shapes the personality, what if they decide to have a different personality? Would the power be not as powerful, or would it be like it changes with them? Kanji Mame has already been like that for a while. What if it wasn't like, no job kind of thing, where it wasn't like, oh yeah, you have to stay this way because you are the god of love? If your personality is changing and your power changes with it, that wouldn't stop you. Because if your personality is already naturally changing and your power goes along with it, let's say, hypothetically, there would just then be two gods of war and no god of love. I feel like if it's in the case of if that god dies, that thing goes away. I feel like it'd be more like your personality is made by your power. If it's like the Greek where it's like, okay, you're born and you have a power and that shapes your personality. But you can change personality, but you still have the power. It'd be more like that. But I feel like the power is set in something even is personality fluid. How would you know? What gives a god their powers? That's the problem with it. The gods can do whatever they want. That's the amazing to think about, and also the worst thing. Where does a god get their power? You know what I mean? Are they given it? Do they develop it themselves? How do they develop it? Is your power set in stone? So in that case, is it like genetics for them? Like, let's say two love gods have sex and have a kid. Would they have a love baby? Or would something else happen if it's randomly chosen what its power is? Like the concept of time and the rocks are everlasting. So it just doesn't matter. You are the god of this one thing no matter what. But that's the case too. If two gods have, what's it called? If two gods have a child, would the child then be the combination of those two, just one of the gods, or would it be like a random thing? Like how atoms are just there already, yep. So the person I changed your domain is the same. I see that, yeah. But also like what happens if two gods have sex? Would the baby be its own set in stone power based on just randomness, like how all the other gods got their power, just randomness? Hey, it just said, hey, you're the god of this thing, good. Mythology, you're asking. Yeah, that's the whole thing of everything. It depends. Each mythology has different rules which the god applies by. Because okay, let's say it's DNA and it's a mix of the two gods. What would happen if two polar opposites had a baby? Like, what if life and death had a kid, and the powers combined? Would they just neutralize each other and they become a human, or would they just not be able to exist because the two godly concepts in you counteract each other so much to the point where you become non-existence? Mortality, fate, etc. I guess. I'm thinking more like, what if it was exactly like a 50-50? Shit that would pop out. In Greek lore, it says the gods just exist with their powers. That also raises another question. How strong would, say, a god be? Like, would a god of a stronger concept be stronger than a god of a lower concept? Or would they be... No, I guess it depends, too. Because, like the Native Americans had, like, god of, like, corn and shit. Would they be weaker than, say, the god of time just because the concept of time is a stronger concept than corn? I would like to know how the scaling would work, in a sense. Because, like, say, like Zeus. Zeus is the god of lightning. Lightning isn't inherently that super strong compared to other things. Like, say, like death. Death is stronger than lightning. Lightning can cause death, but, lightning can't... Okay, lightning can cause death, but death cannot cause lightning, in a sense. Maybe, I don't know if it's a million bullet corn with some of God. It's kind of seems like the gods that came first are the strongest, and like the first 3 god generations are the strongest. It all depends, and then all the other generations are weaker. That makes sense, but also doesn't. Because think about it, y'all. 2 strong gods come together to make a weaker god. That would entail that the older gods are made of something more pure. They have more divinity, in a sense. So what the fuck is giving them their divinity? Like, if you mate with a human being, understandable that's going to be weaker. Because it's a human in a god, not a god in a god. But if it's the case where the gods get weaker as they keep going, then it begs the question, what the fuck is different? Well, because the god's power like gets diluted through multiple offspring. How? If the god's power gets diluted, how? A strong god and a strong god come together. Wouldn't that just make a stronger god, in theory? Like, I feel like it's just one child, it's strong. Even if that's the case, they have one child. The next generation is strong. The next generation, nothing changed. They're still strong. That means that the gods would then be harnessing something from some source that made them strong. And they are now losing that thing as they go on. Maybe it's like a god plus human, it can get diluted. But if it's like 13 kids and the power is spread out. If it's spread out, doesn't that mean that that said god would have limitations on their power? They're not, because that's the case, and that means that they are siphoning power from the parents. That would also be weird because let's say they have 13 kids. They're all equal. Would that then mean as they had more kids, their other kids got weaker? Or would it be like their firstborn, the strongest, and their lastborn is the weakest? Because the powers are diluted. And if that's the case, that means that the oldest at that point is probably stronger than the parents because the parents are diluting their power by making another god. The concept of the gods' offsprings with pure gods getting weaker entails that the power of the gods is finite across the gods. They get it away to offspring, and it gets weaker until eventually they have no power. But also, one thing that seems to get kind of consistent is the fact that the more refined the domain is, the weaker the power is. So, something more defined. See, the constant in the fact is the more refined the domain is, the weaker the god is. But the more general the god is, the stronger the god is. So a god of, say, nature. Nature's a lot of things. Nature is plants, animals, bacteria, viruses. Would be stronger than, say, a god of, like, space. Because space is just everything. That's one thing. Not unless it's time. Let's go with time. Time is 3 things. Past, present, future. That's a god. That's 3 things. Even though time kills nature, the god of nature would then technically be stronger than the god of time, because the god of nature is more of a wide thing than the god of time. Even though time kills all of nature's creations, the god of nature would be strong. This is why it gets so complex. If you look at biology, the gods have no natural source. The kids can be random. It could mutate into a stronger and weaker god. I get if you're looking at DNA wise, yes. 2 gods can give birth to a stronger god or a weaker god. Okay, for example, the 12 Olympians have several different things in the domain. They control so many things. They're really fucking powerful. But it's also just a weird concept because you would think like a god of time, an all-powerful thing that everything abides by, will be stronger than nature, but by Olympian reasoning. But the god's like Morpheus, he has one main thing and he's considered weaker. It's just weird in theory. You know what I mean? Like a god of time is less broad than, say, a god of nature, but nature has to obey by time's laws. It's weird to think about the power dynamic because there's so many different ways you can define how powerful a god is. It could be that at one point all gods were equal in power, but they just, chose whether to not get stronger or not. Like, say, the god of partying wouldn't be as strong as, say, a god of war. Because the god of war loves to fight and get stronger, where the god of party likes to party, relax, and drink. He would not be as strong as a god of war. It could be just like that, where gods can become stronger in certain realms based on how much they hone their strengths. That's when that also changed. There's a lot of ways for gods to get powerful. It's really cool. Like if you worship more, then you're more powerful. Okay. It also means in the god gets affected by other gods' logic. In most stories, gods exist outside the universe where God's logic wouldn't affect the other gods. But like, think about like Olympus, because Olympus isn't like, someplace. It's on top of Mount Olympus. All the gods are still affected by reality in a sense when they leave Olympus, and they leave Olympus quite often. That's the Genshin concept. Go to Port Ormos. Thank God. Okay, y'all. As much as I want to continue this conversation, I have to go, and it's time to end stream. So that being said, thank you guys for watching. Watch Fire into a VOD, mate. Follow us up, which you're on. Remember, find your followers on Twitch or find yourselves on YouTube. Your mom's game plan to having a stream. Good for y'all, bad for me. So that being said, to your mom, dad, sister, brother, cousins, aunt, uncles, nieces, nephews, strangers, neighbors, friends, cats, dogs, everybody. Gotta reach if I go in here, be late, put me in chat and talk, or don't. But either way. This is really interesting. I love all the conversations today. Genshin is really good for conversations, long ones, because the game itself is a slow burner. So we can talk about a lot of really long concepts that most people don't really think about that hard. Tell your family, absolutely not. But yes, that being said, see you have a night. I will see you all tomorrow. And of course, that being said, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you. And of course, peace, y'all.